You're listening to the Armchair Quarterback Show. Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com, Armchair Quarterbacks 1, home of Braves Country Baseball, Tuesday and Friday nights, along with pop-up shows. You're listening to Braves Country Baseball. Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com, Armchair Quarterbacks 1, Armchair Quarterbacks Radio, living in an era of baseball.
A World Series win for the San Francisco Giants for the third time in the last 5 years. And their hero, Madison Bumgarner. The 1-2 again. Inside corner. The Royals, 2015 World Champion. This is going to be a tough play. The Cubs. Series. Makes the play. It's over. And the Cubs.
But the game right now is at the plate.
Fly ball into right field. She is gone. In a year that has been so impossible, the impossible has happened.
Armchair. It's important to remember the value of taking time for ourselves to do the things that help us grow and explore, like learning something new. And now with the Great Courses Plus, it's never been easier to experience the joys of learning. The Great Courses Plus offers thousands of streaming videos that cover hundreds of fascinating topics, from World War II to choosing the perfect wine. You can even take a course on the U.S. government or dealing with stress and anxiety. And because the Great Courses Plus partners with world-class professors and experts, you're always receiving thoroughly vetted, high-quality content from every lecture. Plus, you can watch or listen anytime, anywhere with the Great Courses Plus app. So take a little time for you. Sign up for the Great Courses Plus today for a free month of unlimited access. Visit thegreatcoursesplus.com/radio to get started. That's thegreatcoursesplus.com/radio.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Baerga is 0 for 3. Left center field. Grissom on the run. The team of the 90s has its world championship.
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
Touch them all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
Out of room in right center. If he hits one there, we can dance in the streets. The 2-1. Swung line drive left field. One run is in. Here comes Brave. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe. Braves win. Braves win. Braves win. Braves win.
You're in Braves country.
We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the job, baby. All throughout Braves country, pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all. Woo!
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Play ball. Welcome to Braves Country Baseball. A little bit of a hiccup tonight. We'll get things going. It'll take me a couple innings to get back in the rhythm. We lost power, and we are back up and running just in time for first pitch. If you were following the first feed, so I turned my levels down. The first feed died. I think it had something to do with the local. Well, it doesn't realistically matter, does it? We are getting ready for Braves Country Baseball. The Atlanta Braves and Spencer Strider take on the Phillies, and Aaron Nola. Strider comes into the game with a 4-3 record, a 3.03 ERA. Aaron Nola is doing his final warm-ups as we speak. He is 6-7, but he has a 3.13 ERA, and we are getting set for Braves Country Baseball as the first pitch is almost here and on the way. And a little bit of a delay here as we get going. And Ronald Acuna Jr. steps on into the home plate and digs in. Ronald Acuna Jr. righty-righty matchup here. Like I said, we will get it going here and get everything caught back up to speed. Just might take me an inning or so to get my feet back under me. I do apologize. Braves Country Baseball is on the way, and the first pitch is a strike down below the knees, but called for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch delivered by Nola, righty-righty matchup. He fires a fastball, fouled back out of play. It's 0-2. Acuna, 379 versus Aaron Nola, which is a strange one because Nola pitches really well against the Braves. Nola will show a fastball, knuckle curve. He'll also throw a slider, changeup, and cutter, kind of an everyman pitch. And the 0-2 pitch is swung on, grounded to the right side. It's going to be a tough play, busting it down the line and just beating him by about a half step. Nola makes the catch as the first baseman flips it to him, Rhys Hoskins, and there's one away. Great hustle by Acuna as he was hitting against the right side of the infield. They were playing him to pull, so it was Hoskins' play to make or bust. He barely gets Acuna. There's one out. Dansby Swanson steps to the plate. Righty-righty matchup here. Dansby Swanson and the Atlanta Braves are wearing their all grays. 290 average, 15 home runs, 54 RBIs. The first ball is swung on and hammered into left field. It drops down in front of Schwarber. He cuts it off, and Swanson has to put on the brakes. It'll be a one-out single for Dansby Swanson to get the Braves going here in the top of the first. Braves enter the game 2 games behind the New York Mets. If you missed it, the Atlanta Braves lost last night after AJ Minter blew an opportunity with the Braves leading 4-3, gave up a 3-run bomb to the left-handed hitting second baseman Stott. And that brings Matt Olson to the plate. Matt Olson batting .251 on the year. The first pitch, Nola turns around and flips it over to first to keep Swanson by the bay, and it's 0-0 your score. We're just getting going here, Braves Country Baseball. We do apologize for the delay earlier. And the first pitch on the way to Olson. He'll give it a ride. It's hit high, but not very deep. Underneath it is the center fielder, Vierling, and there's 2 away. Braves tonight with their batting order will be Acuna, Dansby Swanson, and Matt Olson. Austin Riley, who is coming up to the plate now, is batting cleanup. Travis d'Arnaud behind the plate. Rosario playing left field. Ozuna, the designated hitter, batting 7th. Cano is in the lineup and batting 8th and playing second base. And Michael Harris II is your number 9 batter. Riley digs in to the right side of the plate, and he gets set in what could be an MVP year. Nola throws it back over to first to keep Swanson close by. 0-0 your score. If you're just joining us, we're just getting going here. And Nola throws it back in again over to Swanson over at first base. Swanson definitely has his attention. Thinking Swanson may be trying to get into scoring position. The first pitch to Riley is a fastball outer edge, and it's called a strike. It's a wide strike. It's 0-1. Your home plate umpire today, Robert Drake, is one of the better ones in the business if you go by the analytics. He was ranked number 1 in most games called with 90% or better in the 2022 season. The 0-1 pitch to Riley swung on, and it's hammered high, deep, going back, off the wall. Dansby Swanson's going to come around to score, and Austin Riley's got a 2-out double and an RBI for your Atlanta Braves. That ball looked like it might go out. Instead, it went off the top wall, very close to where the Braves almost hit a home run last night with Riley. Second time he's hit that area, just over the 374 mark in left field next to the WB Mason sign that's painted out there. So Riley comes in, big opening run for the Braves. They have struggled against Nola. They would love to get on him early and often. Aaron Nola now has a runner at second with Travis d'Arnaud coming to the plate. d'Arnaud gets ready for the first pitch. It's down below the knees. That one is called a ball. It's 1-0. Drake is known for calling a pretty healthy strike zone, but it's usually not ridiculous. It's usually not way outside or way down low. It's usually, if it's right there on the paint, he's going to give it to you. The 1-0 pitch is swung on and fouled down the right field line. It's evens the count at 1-1. The Yankees and Mets are playing tonight. Mets going into the game 2 games in front of the Braves. And I look up and I see the Yankees have hit back-to-back home runs to get it going on the Mets. It's 2-0 in New York. We will keep you abreast of that as the game goes on. The 1-1 pitch to d'Arnaud swung on and fouled down the first base line over there. EY's got it. He'll grab it and throw it into the crowd for a souvenir. The Braves first base coach, Eric Young, and it's 1-2. Appreciate you joining us here for Braves Country Baseball. If you're just joining us, you see the other feed, I'll eventually take it down. We had an issue with the internet, issue with electricity, and it lost the feed, so we had to restart it. By the time we realized it, the game was almost beginning, so it's kind of a whole thing to get the thing going. So we are back. Normally the feed stays up. Not sure what happened. The 1-2 pitch inside, misses for a ball. It's now 2-2 to Travis d'Arnaud. Spencer Strider night for the Atlanta Braves. He'll be towing the rubber for Atlanta. Braves trying to get him an early lead. That Yankees-Mets game is a big game because tomorrow night the Yankees are putting Domingo Germán, who has struggled, on the mound. The 2-2 pitch is swung on. It hit down the first base line, just foul. We'll do it again at 2-2. 1 on, 2 out. A 2-2 count to d'Arnaud. While Domingo Germán has struggled for the Yankees, not just his few appearances this year, but last year he was terrible. He's going head-to-head versus Max Scherzer tomorrow night. So, if we're going to make up ground in this series, Yankees need to bring it home tonight against the Mets. So it's a 2-2 count as Nola is ready to throw the 13th pitch of the inning. And he fires and deals, and it's swung on, pulled over to the third base side. Charging it is Bohm. He'll get it and fire across the diamond. And that'll end the inning. d'Arnaud's pointing at something, but I don't think he's going to get an appeal. Looked like he was out by a mile. We'll be back in a flash when we come back. The Braves take the field, and we'll have the lineups for the Phillies.
One thing I've learned about being on a job site, if you're the one that walks around the fastest, they'll think you're the most productive.
Here are some baseball facts you might not have known. A minor league prospect got cut from the Yankees for a very weird reason. Jake Sanford was recently released from the Yankee system for allegedly stealing his teammates' equipment and selling it online. He's also alleged to have promised fans autographed items and never delivering. Sanford was picked in the 3rd round of the 2019 draft by the Yankees as an outfielder. He was given a $600,000 signing bonus, making the alleged theft even more weird. According to anonymous teammates, Sanford would repeatedly hound them for their equipment or would just take it from their locker. A rumor for this behavior is that Sanford may have had gambling debts.
I look like a douchebag. I've seen mirrors. I get it. I understand. I feel like before I even picked up the microphone, most of you already didn't like me. And that's okay, because 80s movies have taught you to not trust someone with my hair and bone structure. I get it. I actually recently joined a support group for people who peaked in high school. It's called CrossFit. I started doing, have you heard of it? It's like, all right, here's twice your body weight. You're going to pick it up, set it down, then scream like a wounded Spartan. Okay, what about form? No time for form. Just try to lift with your back.
You're listening to Braves Country Baseball. Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com, Armchair Quarterbacks 1.
Hitting alone will not win ball games. I want speed on my team, and I also want every man on the squad to know how to slide. I intend to have my players taught how to run. I don't say we will win any pennants, but I do think that my systematic training will be laying the foundation of a pennant winner. If this is theory, it is blamed good practical theory. Branch Rickey.
He was Leonardo in baseball. He did everything. He was artist and scientist and genius of a million kinds. He invented the farm systems. He devised ways of playing the game and of training players that had never before been considered.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Spencer Strider takes the mound, 4-3, a 3.03 ERA, 105 WHIP, and a 180 batting average against. It's going to be Schwarber, Hoskins, Real Muto. Hall is the designated hitter batting 4th. Castellanos, Stott, Bohm, Didi Gregorius, and Vierling. And that'll be the Atlanta Braves defense will be from left to right around the infield, Riley, Swanson, Cano, and Olson. d'Arnaud behind the plate, and left to right in the outfield, Rosario, Harris, and Acuna. We're getting set here, and we are ready. Strider throws the first pitch. Fastball swung on and popped up. Harris is underneath it, not very deep, and there's one away. Braves wearing the road grays with the red letters, red numerals, and the navy trim going up against the Philadelphia Phillies as they are wearing their home white pinstripes with Phillies in red across the chest. Braves 1, Phillies nothing. If you're just joining us. And the first pitch on the way to Hoskins is a fastball at the outer edge, 98 miles an hour. It's 1-0. Oh, 0-1, excuse me. The 0-1 pitch swung on, 97-mile-an-hour fastball, and fouled back into the seats. It's quickly 0-2 to Hoskins. Hoskins batting .241 on the year from the right side of the plate. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, strike three. 99 miles an hour in his kitchen and at the knees. It's the first strikeout for the night for Spencer Strider. Good piece of pitching by Strider. He threw a gas ball right there where no one could keep up with that kind of pitch. That'll bring up JT Realmuto, 253, 8 home runs, 40 RBI, and a 722 OPS. Realmuto digs in from the right side, and the first pitch is a fastball way outside. It's 1-0. Full slate of baseball tonight. We will get into all the action. The 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed. Fastball at the knees on the outer edge. Evens up the count at 1-1. The 1-1 delivery from Strider. Fastball, 98-mile-an-hour fastball outside. And it just kisses the black. It's 1-2. A 1-2 pitch from Strider, his 8th of the inning on the way, and a 100-mile-an-hour fastball that is fouled back out of play into the upper deck. We'll do it again at 1-2. Braves 1, Phillies nothing. If you're just joining us, the Braves scored on a double by Austin Riley, who brought in Dansby Swanson coming around from first. The 1-2 pitch is fouled off. We'll do it one more time. It's 1-2. Game 2 of a 3-game series. This series concludes tomorrow. More on that in a second. The 1-2, just off the plate slider. Did he go first base umpire? Will Little says he did not. Evens up the count at 2-2. Charlie Morton goes to the hill tomorrow. The 2-2 pitch swung on and missed. Fastball 100 miles an hour on the outer edge, and he could not catch up. So 3 up, 3 down, 2 strikeouts. We head to the top of the second inning. Rosario, Zuna, and Cano on the way. You're listening to Braves Country Baseball. Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com, Armchair Quarterbacks 1.
She left me. She left me, Dad.
I'm sorry.
After all we've been through.
I don't know what.
I trusted her.
I know, buddy.
And she left me.
I know.
This hurts so bad.
I know.
And it's like she doesn't even care.
Listen, Amy is only. Yeah, Amy. Who are you talking about?
My Uber driver. This heifer left talking about I'm taking too long. I said, bitch, I'm on my...
Here are some baseball facts you might not have known. The Pirates won a game while getting no hit because of 3 walks and a fielder's choice. It's the first time since 2008 that a team has won without recording a hit. In the late 90s, higher-ups for the Red Sox wanted to replace Fenway Park with a sports megaplex. The new Fenway Park would have been next to the New England Patriots Stadium, but an agreement failed to be reached. Nick Markakis used to hold the record for most consecutive games without committing an error, but Robbie Grossman of the Detroit Tigers played his 401st game in a row without an error, setting the new record.
It all starts with just one thing. Get to know your local beekeeper. You can make sure they don't use chemicals in the hive, that they only sell surplus honey, plus locally produced honeys have a smaller carbon footprint. Find tips and more at onethingus.com. What's your one thing?
Branch Rickey graduated from Ohio Wesleyan University, struggled as a catcher for a few years in the major leagues, got a law degree but failed to drum up any clients, gratefully returned to baseball, working for the St. Louis Browns, one of the poorest teams in the majors. He moved up quickly within the organization, scout, club secretary, and in 1913, manager. Rickey was a genius at making do with less. He approached his job scientifically, introducing unusual calisthenics, batting cages, and sliding pits.
No ball player can learn to steal bases by practicing sliding into sand pits. I wouldn't ask a veteran to slide into a pit. I don't think much of this theory stuff. Miller Huggins.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. The Atlanta Braves lead at 1-0 as they are about to grab the bats and go back to work. Atlanta try to even up this series. Mets and Yankees, they are going at it, and there's been 3 home runs hit in that game. The Yankees lead the Mets 2-1 in the bottom of the first. Eddie Rosario steps up to the plate. He's batting 130. 2 home runs, 5 RBI, and the first pitch is a fastball off the plate, missing wide. It's 1-0. Braves 1, Phillies 0. The top of the second, and the 1-0 pitch is outside wide, and Rosario's got himself a 2-0 count to lead off the second. Thanks for joining us here on Braves Country Baseball. Mac McGee bringing you the action every Tuesday and Friday night. The 2-0. Nola kicks and deals down below the knees. Fastball misses 95 miles an hour over the plate, but well below the caps. It's 3-0. The 3-0 delivery. Nola kicks and deals in a 90-mile-an-hour cutter right there at the knees. It's 3-1. Rosario definitely taking all the way on that one. As Nola takes a second to reset and steps off the rubber for a second, looking around Major League Baseball, you've got St. Louis and Toronto also underway. The Blue Jays lead that 2-1. The 3-1 pitch is a nasty knuckle curve on the outer edge, just grabs the zone. It's 3-2. Interesting tidbit there. The Cardinals are missing many of their players, including their 2 biggest stars, Goldschmidt and Arenado, as they are not vaccinated. That game is being played in Canada. The 3-2 from Nola, swung on and missed, strike 3, curveball in the dirt. Rosario went chasing, and there's 1 away. Good pitch by Nola. I'm sure Rosario is going to go back to the dugout thinking he probably should have swung at that 3-0 pitch that was kind of just laid in there. So that'll bring the designated hitter, Marcell Ozuna, to the plate. Marcell Ozuna had a pretty good night last night, getting 2 hits. He's now batting .225, 18 home runs, 40 RBI. And the first pitch on the way to Ozuna is right across the plate for a strike. It's 0-1. San Diego Padres, the 0-1 pitch misses in the dirt. 88-mile-an-hour changeup. and it's 1-1. San Diego Padres trail the Braves by 4 games for the top seed in the National League wild card. They're underway in Detroit. The 1-1 pitch swung on and fouled down the third base line. It's 1-2 to Ozuna. We'll be keeping an eye on that as the season's getting a lot shorter day by day, and why that game is of significance. If the playoffs were to start right now, your top wild card seed gets a home field advantage against the number 5 seed. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3, curveball in the dirt. Nola seems to have gotten his feet under him. There's 2 away in the top of the second. When Nola starts rocking and rolling with that curveball and getting you to chase it with 2 strikes, he's hard to beat. Padres and Tigers, they are scoreless in the top of the second. So if the playoffs were to start today, Atlanta would host San Diego for a 3-game set in Atlanta. The first pitch to Cano is swung on and hit hard in the right field, but right at Castellanos, he'll make the catch. And there's 3 up, 3 down for the Braves. We head to the bottom of the second, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters coming to the plate for Philly.
Hello.
Hi, is Mark there?
Yeah.
It's me, Shannon. We met at Jack's party.
Yeah. How can I forget? Wow. How you doing? I haven't heard from you in
9 months.
Armchair.
You know what's the worst is when they're telling you a story and you want to listen, but it's what they're talking about. You can't even retain it. So I'm supposed to go out to lunch with Jennifer. I'm all ready to do that. I show up. She's there with Susan. She knows I hate Susan. Susan's been going to the gym. I mean, at that point, you start thinking about your own life, right? Why don't I take Nebraska given 28? What's wrong with me? It's an away game.
You're listening to Braves Country Baseball. Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com, Armchair Quarterbacks 1.
Here are some baseball facts you might not have known. The Mets threw a combined no-hitter against the Phillies. Because of 6 walks, it took them 159 pitches. This set the record for the most pitches thrown in a no-hitter. Miguel Cabrera got his 3,000th hit. With that single, he became the first player ever with 3,000 hits, 500 homers, and a Triple Crown. Anthony Rizzo hit 3 homers in a game for the first time in his career. It's the only time where a player hit 3 home runs in a game, averaging just 350 feet. The San Diego Padres may not be known for their defense, but they did just set a new defensive record. The 2022 Padres are the first team in history to start the season with 11 consecutive games without an error.
Ricky barred profanity and poker playing and liquor. Offered evening lectures on baseball theory called Skull Sessions. Keeping a promise to his mother, managed just 6 days a week, leaving an assistant to take over for him on Sundays. In 1919, the Browns' crosstown rivals, the hapless St. Louis Cardinals, offered him a still bigger job as general manager at double the salary. He would spend the next 23 years with the Cardinals and in the process profoundly change the game of baseball.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. The Atlanta Braves lead the Philadelphia Phillies 1-0. As Spencer Strider goes back to work, he had a 3 up, 3 down clean inning to get things going, handing out 2 strikeouts to Philadelphia. Strider kicks in, and the first pitch to Hall is a fastball on the outer edge, called for a strike. It's 0-1. Derek Hall batting .261, 5 home runs, 9 RBI, and .857 OPS from the left side, swings at the 0-1 pitch and fouls it back against the screen. It's 0-2. Hall, typically in a platoon situation for the Phillies, is now with 2 strikes. Riley goes into shallow right field. The 0-2 pitch is fouled off of Darnold's mask. And it's 0-2. Mets have tied it up in New York. That game's being played at Met Stadium. They've scored 2 runs. It's 2-2. Bottom of the first inning. The 0-2 on the way. Fastball on the outer edge. 99-mile-an-hour fastball that just misses Off the plate, it's 1-2. Good eye by Hall. That might have went by him so fast he had no choice but to watch it. Here's the 1-2 pitch and swung on and popped up high into left field. Underneath it is Rosario. He'll make the grab, and there's one away. Braves would love to see the Yankees get the W in Queens tonight. Would bring the Braves within one game of the New York Mets. Braves 1, Phillies nothing, bottom of the second inning. And coming up to the plate is Nick Castellanos. Castellanos, the first pitch, it's a fastball, 98-mile-an-hour ball on the outer edge. Just off the plate, it's 1-0. The 1-0 delivery from Strider swung on and hit high, not very deep into right field. Underneath it is Acuna, and he'll grab it and flip it into the infield. There's quickly 2 away. You like seeing Strider get these first 5 outs with just 18 pitches thrown. One of the things that he has struggled a bit, though he's had an incredible rookie season, you really got to look to find something that he struggled with, is going deep into ball games. And he's gotten a little better on that as the season's gone on. One was building up his pitch count, but the other not going into very deep counts. So here's Stott, last night's hero, and the first pitch is a fastball, 97 miles an hour, taken for a strike. It's 0-1. Stott became just the second lefty to hit a home run in that situation against Minter late in the ball game. This is the 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed. It's 0-2. Mets are all over the Yankees. It's 4-2 in Queens. The 0-2 pitch, fastball misses high, and it's 1-2. Tonight it's Taijuan Walker, and I believe it's Jordan Montgomery for the Yankees. The 1-2 pitch in the dirt, taken for a ball by Stott. It's 2-2. Believe that glass slipper of Jordan Montgomery starting to lose its shine. He's been coming back to earth here as the season's worn on. The 2-2 pitch, fastball swung on and fouled back out of play, 99 miles an hour. Barely got a piece of it to stay alive. It's 2-2. Braves 1, Phillies nothing. Nobody on. 2 out. A 2-2 pitch, bottom of the second. Deuces wild and fastball just off the edge. It's 3-2. Strider really wanted that pitch. Rob Drake's not giving anything wide of the plate. He is calling a tight zone tonight. The 3-2 pitch swung on and hit up the middle. Diving play by Dansby. He'll fire it across the diamond, throws it over to Olsen and gets stopped by about a step. Great play by Dansby Swanson. We head to the top of the third inning. Michael Harris, Acuna, and Swanson on the way.
Listen, if you feed your kid frozen pizza or chicken nuggets for dinner, you are a terrible parent. I don't care what it takes. You take the time out and you put that in the microwave.
Today, we're going to talk about the career of Rod Carew. He made his major league debut April 11th, 1967. He had a career high 5 hits against Washington on May 8th, 1967. On May 20th, 1967, he became the first Minnesota Twins player to hit for the cycle. All of these things happened in his first 2 months in the major leagues. He was an 18-time All-Star. He only missed 1 All-Star game in his career. In 1969, he stole home 7 times. Only Ty Cobb has stolen home more in one season. He hit 300 or better from 1969 to 1983. He never struck out 100 times in a season. He won 7 batting titles in his career and 4 straight from 1972 to 1975. He would miss out on a 5th straight batting title by .002. He led the American League in hits 3 times in his career. Over his 19-year career, he batted .328, had 3,053 hits, scored 1,424 runs, stole 353 bases, and had a .393 on-base percentage. He also won an MVP award in 1977. He was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1991 with 90.5% of the vote.
America's entry into World War I was very near in the spring of 1917. Millions had died on battlefields in Europe, and Americans could no longer stand by. Baseball was eager to show that it was ready to do its part. Van Johnson ordered teams to learn close order drill, and the Washington Senators showed off their marching skill, led by the athletic young Assistant Secretary of the Navy, Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Your Atlanta Braves lead at 1-0. We head to the top of the third. Michael Harris II comes to the plate. Harris batting .287, 8 home runs and 28 RBI. Also stands in from the left side with an .804 OPS. And Aaron Nola gets set to start his third inning. The first pitch is a curveball, outer edge, taken at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. If you missed the news yesterday, Adam Duvall, he is done for the season. He is going to have wrist surgery as the 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed right underneath it. 93-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 0-2. Duvall got the wrist injury in an at-bat early on. The 0-2 pitch swung on and just got a piece of that. Harris keeping it alive. It's 0-2. Duvall had an at-bat over the weekend and felt something. They pulled him out. They were hoping it was something minor, but it looked like it's going to be wrist surgery. So he is done for the season. That's going to add to the trade needs of the Braves. The 0-2 pitch is swung on. It hit high and deep, going back, over the wall. Zip, boom, bam. It's 2-0 Atlanta, GA. Michael Harris took a fastball about letter high and deposited into right field in a sea of red Philadelphia Philly fans with their red shirts and red faces at this point. It's 2-0. Funny, though, a Philadelphia Philly fan actually caught the ball and he's holding it up. He's getting booed, but I don't think he cares. Michael Harris absolutely roasted that over that short porch in right field. That got out in a hurry. First pitch to Acuna is down below the knees, taken for a ball. It's 1-0. Braves 2, Phillies nothing. The 1-0 pitch, Acuna goes fishing for that one down below the knees and below the ankles. It's 1-1. .100 miles an hour off the bat of Michael Harris. That ball went 374 feet. The 1-1 pitch is a curveball at the knees, outer edge. Wide strike. It's 1-2. They had this new statistics been out for a few years called expected batting average. The expected batting average on that ball was 600 as the 1-2 pitch is swung on and pulled foul down towards third base line. Do it again at 1-2. I don't know how it's only 600 with the way that ball was hit, as hard as hit, as high as hit. Unless you've got Michael Jordan in his prime playing right field, I don't see how that ball's going to be anything but at least a base hit. So the 1-2 pitch from Nola, righty-righty matchup versus Acuna, and swung on and ripped down the third base line, plenty foul. We'll do it again at 1-2. New York Yankees trail the Mets 4-2, but they do have something brewing in the top of the second inning. That game might be an old-fashioned barn burner shootout. Aaron Nola looks into Real Muto. Real Muto sets up outside on the 1-2 pitch, and curveball just gets a piece of it. Running and charging is Didi Gregorius, and flying across the bag is Acuna. They'll say he just got thrown out by, less than a half of a step. It was a photo finish at the bag. There's one away. Good play by Gregorius. Looking at the replay, he had to throw off his front foot so he couldn't get a lot on it. I think he just got Acuna. I think that was a good call by first base umpire Will Little. Credit to Acuna for busting it down the line, make that closer than what it probably should have been. That'll bring Dansby Swanson to the plate. He's 1 for 1, scored in the first inning on the Riley double. And he'll get his second licks at Nola, and the first pitch is a fastball, top shelf inside, swung on and missed. It's 0-1. You're listening to Braves Country Baseball. We're here every Tuesday night, every Friday night throughout the season. Come playoff time, we'll probably be here as much as we can. The 0-1 pitch is in the dirt, misses low. It's 1-1. We do have pop-up shows, so please like and subscribe, because we do games when we get an opportunity and we can set it up. We get behind the mic as quick as possible. That Mets series coming up in Queens probably do more than just the Friday night game. The 1-1 pitch misses down low, ball 2. It's 2-1. That's a 5-game series in 4 days. Mets and Braves taking place just a couple of days past the trading deadline. August 4th is the date on that. The 2-1 pitch to Swanson is a curveball, knuckle curve at the knees. It's 2-2. So back to the Duvall injury. It's going to bring a lot of trade talks that weren't necessarily going for outfielder, make it a necessity. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and hit to the left side. Bohm's got it. He charges it, throws it across the diamond, just gets Swanson by about a half step. Good play by the young third baseman, Alec Bohm, and there's 2 away. Bohm had to charge that. 2 pretty difficult defensive plays. The Phillies are not known for their defense. He had to throw off balance, but had Swanson by about a step. That'll bring Matt Olson to the plate as he'll be dealing with the shift. Bohm will be on the left side of the infield all by his lonesome, in between second and third base. All the other infielders are to the right of the base. The first pitch to Olson is swung on and missed. Fastball right by him. Pumped it right down Main Street. It's 0-1. Olson must have been sitting on that curve. He flew out in the first inning. He's 0 for 1, 18 home runs on the year. So with those trade interests, we'll get into that here in a minute. The 0-1 pitch, fastball, top shelf. Caught the upper corner. It's 0-2. A lot of interesting names that are out there on the trade market that they were stumbled across a pretty good article today talking about where some of the better bats could be headed. The 0-2 pitch swung on and pulled to the right side. deep second base, they'll make the play and flip it over to first, and that'll end the inning. So the Braves go quietly, except for the solo bomb by Michael Harris. We'll head to the bottom of the third. It's 2-0 Hotlanta.
So come to find out, the barber that lives around the corner from me just got arrested for selling drugs. You never know about people, man. I've been going to this dude for 12 years. Never knew he was a barber. Crazy, man.
Here are some baseball facts you might not have known. Craig Biggio is remembered as a great contact hitter and one of the best Astros ever. In 1997, he played 162 games without grounding into a double play, becoming the only player to ever do that. Hunter Greene is an extremely exciting prospect for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of that excitement comes from his electric fastball. In his April 16th start against the Dodgers, he threw 39 pitches over 100 miles per hour, setting a new record.
You're listening to Braves Country Baseball. Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com, Armchair Quarterbacks 1.
Baseball had become one of the biggest entertainment industries in the country. And when war actually came in April, the owners saw no reason to stop playing.
With an astonishing disregard for the new proprieties and new decencies, the so-called magnates of baseball have proclaimed in both leagues their unswerving adherence to the wretched fallacy of business as usual. New York Times.
The owners argued that baseball should be declared an essential wartime industry so that players would be exempt from the draft. It didn't work.
July the 21st, 1918. Baseball received a knockout wallop yesterday when Secretary Baker ruled players in the draft age must obtain employment calculated to aid in the successful prosecution of the war or shoulder guns and fight.
Fresh recruits drilled on the Elysian Fields in Hoboken, New Jersey, where Brooklyn and Manhattan teams had developed the game of baseball 70 years before. Some ball players found jobs in defense industries where they were paid handsomely to play on company teams. But 247 major leaguers did serve, and 3 were killed in action.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. The Atlanta Braves lead it 2-0. If you're just joining us, top of the first, Swanson scored on a double by Riley, and then last inning, bottom of the second, Michael Harris, the second, led off with a solo shot. The first pitch by Strider is in the dirt. It's 1-0 to Alec Bohm. Bohm batting .287 on the year with 6 home runs, takes the 1-0 pitch for a fastball. Might have been a little bit inside, but that time he gave Strider the benefit of the doubt. It's 1-1. What I have read up on Rob Drake, the home plate umpire, is the 1-1 pitch is swung on and hit foul out of play. It's 1-2. If you establish that strike zone early, it's kind of an old school umpire. If you establish that strike zone early, he will give you the benefit of the doubt as the game wears on, but you have to establish it first. The 1-2 pitch, swing, and hits right over the head of an outstretched glove of Cano, and it's a leadoff single by Alec Bohm in the bottom of the third. Nice pitch by Strider, but an even nicer swing by Alec Bohm. Bohm, of course, he was involved in the famous play last year on that Sunday night telecast by ESPN where he never touched home plate and they gave him the run. Phillies went on to win. Braves country as Didi Gregorius takes the first pitch inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Braves country went on to raise Cain about that blown replay call all year long. You could see how the play was blown in real time, but when it went to replay, it's the 1-0 pitch by Gregorius. It popped up. Now foul out of play. It's 1-1. Braves would love to gain a game on the New York Mets, but you at least got to keep pace. They are leading the Yankees. It is 4-2, bottom of the second. Gregorius gets set for the 1-1 pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled off the third base line and into the crowd. It's 1-2. Atlanta leads it 2-0. If you look at the wild card standings right now, Atlanta is sitting on top, 4 games in front of San Diego, 6.5 in front of the Cardinals, and 7 in front of Philadelphia. As Strider throws it over to first, the ball gets away, but not very far. Runner cannot advance. Bohm just gets back to his feet, and Olsen kind of walks over and retrieves the ball. Think they're going to make him change the ball up, but Strider wants that ball. He wants to. They're giving him a new one. He's wanting a, as most pitchers do. Remember seeing they're much more on it nowadays. Nowadays, for any reason, they will change the ball out. So the 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3, 97-mile-an-hour fastball over the plate, about letter high, and Didi could not catch up. There's one away. But back around 20, 30 years ago, you had a little more leeway. Ball could be put in play a few times before they would take the ball and change it out. And there's a great story of when one of the Braves infielders is the first pitch on the way to the number 9 hitter. Veerling, the center fielder, is taken for a strike, slider at the knees. It's 0-1. He tossed the final out of the inning into the crowd, and he got back into the dugout, and Greg Maddux pulled him aside and told him, "Don't you ever do that. I want that ball because I want to be able to work on it in between innings and get it back out there." The 0-1 pitch to Veerling is fouled back out of play, 97 miles an hour, right over the dish, but could not catch up. It's 0-2. Nowadays, you don't really get away with that. They change the balls out, et cetera, et cetera. But back then, you could take the ball to the dugout and scuff it up a little bit. You hope to get the ball into play for at least one batter. Strider sets up for the 1-0 pitch, and it's a fastball outer edge. He got caught watching the paint dry, and there's 2 away. Nice pitch by Strider. As he dials up his 4th strikeout of the evening. That'll bring the top of the order back to the plate in the form of Kyle Schwarber. He flew out the first time up. But thoughts on that wild card? What is big on that as well as the first pitch to Schwarber is a fastball right across the chest for a strike. It's 0-1. So you got Braves sitting at the number 1 spot, San Diego 2, and St. Louis 3. There's 3 wild cards nowadays. Philadelphia sits a half game behind St. Louis. So they're going to be fighting to the end and trying to add at the deadline. Then you've got San Francisco's. The 0-1 pitch misses outside, 98 miles an hour. It's 1-1. They are sitting 2.5 games behind the final wild card spot, 9 behind Atlanta. And then the Miami Marlins are 12 out behind Atlanta, but 5.5 behind St. Louis, having to leapfrog 4 teams. The 1-1 pitch is a fastball taken for a strike, 97 miles an hour across the plate and about belt high. It's 1-2. So it stand to reason Miami's going to be sellers, but San Francisco this next week is going to be vital to the Giants, because if they play well, they will probably be buyers or stand pat. If they don't play well and they play the the Dodgers this weekend as the 1-2 pitch is in the dirt taken for a ball. It's 2-2. If they don't play well, they could be sellers. And I know a lot of Braves fans hope that they do become sellers and a Jock Peterson, who's on a 1-year deal, could head back to Atlanta. San Francisco typically does not sell. Remember a few years ago, they were wildly out of the wild card. 5-6 games out, and they still didn't sell. They made a push. They didn't end up making the playoffs, but they did not sell. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and hit high and skyscraper, but it's well foul. I mean, a football field foul. We'll do it again at 2-2. Good catch by a Philadelphia fan. That ball was bringing rain. I think he might have caught that off the camera, but at first look, I thought he had actually caught that barehanded. The 2-2 pitch to Schwarber on the way, and fastball fouled back out of play. We'll do it again at 2-2. Strider's pitch count starting to creep up there now at 42 pitches. If he can get out of this inning pretty quickly, it would be right about where you want it. Standing on deck is Rhys Hoskins. The 2-2 pitch. He kicks and deals. Swing and a miss slider. Strike 3 right there at the knees. Schwarber's looking back at the ump, wanting to know if that was a strike. It would have been regardless. That'll end the inning. So the Phillies get one on but fail to score. We head to the top of the 4th inning. Atlanta leads it 2-0.
Usually when somebody invites me over to their house and I drive by and see more than 3 cars, I just usually go on home because I kind of feel like it could be an intervention.
MLB teams are required to apply a small dab of mud to the 13 dozen baseballs used during a standard MLB game. Every team has been muddying baseball since the 1950s, and they've used only one special type of mud, magic mud, found on the Delaware River in New Jersey, that provides the perfect grip. That mud has been harvested by one family for nearly 80 years. The mud takes 6 weeks to harvest and process. And the best part, only the Bentliff family knows the exact location of the magic mud.
Here are some baseball facts you might not have known. On Clayton Kershaw's first start of the season, he threw 7 perfect innings before being pulled by manager Dave Roberts. It was the first time in MLB history that a starter was pulled from a perfect game after 7 innings while throwing 80 or fewer pitches. I mentioned that Joey Votto had never popped up to the pitcher over his entire career. But on April 7th, Votto swung at an up-and-in fastball and popped up to the pitcher for the very first time. Nico Hoerner didn't hit a home run in 2020 or 2021. Corbin Burns didn't allow an extra base hit on a slider at all in 2021. But the first homer of 2022 was by Nico Hoerner off of Corbin Burns' slider.
Soldiers played ball in camps and on battleships, on fields in Flanders, and in hastily constructed ballparks throughout France. Grover Cleveland Alexander served in the trenches with an artillery unit and emerged from the fighting shell-shocked, his hearing damaged, drinking more heavily than ever to forget the horrors he had seen. Though Branch Rickey was 36 and had 4 children, he went to war too, became a major, and commanded a unit that included Captains Ty Cobb and Christy Mathewson. Cobb and Mathewson did not get to France until after the shooting stopped. But during a drill, Mathewson was exposed to poison gas that fatally seared his lungs. He would live for 7 more years, but his great career was over.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. The Atlanta Braves lead it 2-0, and the first pitch is in the dirt to Riley. It's 1-0. Some of the names they're talking about that could be on the move. You know, the Boston Red Sox have fallen on hard times, and they've got a plethora of guys they could move as they're all coming to the end of their deals. JD Martinez, Xander Bogaerts is the 1-0 pitch. Misses inside for a ball. Curveball misses. It's 3-0. You imagine JD Martinez or Xander Bogaerts being put on to any roster. would bolster him quick. The 2-0 pitch, swing and rifle down the left field line. That ball's going to fall in for a double for Austin Riley. Leadoff double for the Rake. 1 on, nobody out, and a runner on second. Austin Riley is absolutely on fire. His 27th double, his second tonight. He is just absolutely roping pitches left and right. That ball was about, we'll call it 2 or 3 feet fair. When you're not hitting as hot as he is, balls like that usually fall foul. He hit it so hard, it didn't have time to go foul. So that brings Travis d'Arnaud to the plate. Travis d'Arnaud's been scuffling at the plate a little bit. We'd like to see him get it going here as we head towards August. And the first pitch is a slider right there at the knees. It's 0-1. Braves 2, Philly nothing. Braves lead the Phillies in the NL East. The 0-1 pitch is swung on a foul back out of play off the screen behind home plate. It's 0-2. Atlanta leads the Phillies by 7 games in the NL East. The 0-2 pitch as Nola creeps forward. He rears backs and deals and swing and a miss, strike 3. Travis d'Arnaud goes down again. He's 0 for 2, and that will bring Eddie Rosario to the plate. Eddie Rosario got out to a 3-0 count last time up and then went down on strikes. He's 0 for 1. The 0-1, the first pitch is misses down and away. But Rosario swung over the top. It's 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. And swung on and hit into right field. It'll get down, and Riley's going to round third, and he'll head to the plate. It's 3-0 Atlanta. Good piece of hitting by Eddie Rosario. He'll stop at first base. Outstanding piece of hitting. As he took a fastball, might have been the cutter, but it was on the outer edge of the plate, and he pulled it somehow into right field. Castellanos actually did a pretty good job of cutting that ball off, keeping it from going to the wall. Riley, outstanding base running, was never a question. He slid into home plate, but didn't really need to. That'll bring Marcell Ozuna to the plate. Ozuna takes the first pitch, a curveball low. It's 1-0. Ozuna's 0 for 1 on the night. Braves 3, Phillies nothing. Getting to Aaron Nola early, which is not something that they have done much. Nola has pitched well against the Braves in his career. The 1-0 pitch, and Rosario's on the run. He's got second stolen. The ball goes into the outfield. Rosario jumps up. He'll scamper to third, and he'll make it with ease. The throw by JT Realmuto was an absolute cannon over the head and over the head of the second baseman. I'm laughing because Washington is laughing, patting Rosario on the chest at third base. And just whatever he said to him got Rosario laughing. That's Rosario's second stolen base of the year. It's a pretty good jump. I think he would have got him regardless, but that was an awful throw, something that JT Realmuto is not known for. He's known as a great defensive catcher. The 1-1 pitch misses well inside to Ozuna, and it's 2-1. On that play, the pitch was called a strike. It was a sinker about belt high. 2-1 pitch to Ozuna. He goes fishing for the sinker down below the knees. It's 2-2. Braves 3, Phillies nothing. We're sitting here in the top of the fourth inning. Braves looking for some help from the Yankees. They're playing the Mets tonight. The 2-2 pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3, fastball. And Ozuna must have been looking for the soft stuff because he was behind on that one. There's 2 away. Some of the other names that they're looking could be moved at the trading deadline. Andrew Benintendi. His biggest thing, though, along with Whit Merrifield, which most believe that they are going to move them, their asking price goes down because both of them were not vaccinated when Kansas City went to play the Blue Jays. They had to sit out, and that's something you have to keep in mind. Is the first pitch to Cano is a fastball at the plate. It's 1-0. Though I believe it's more likely you're going to get the World Series in the American League with either the Yankees or the Astros. You do know that Toronto is a possibility. And wouldn't that be something not to be able to have one of your better players not be able to play in the World Series for 3 games? The 1-0 pitch misses outside. It's 2-0. One of the other names that's out there, along with, I mentioned JD Martinez, Xander Bogaerts, Andrew Benintendi. What about Ian Happ of the Chicago Cubs? He can play all over the infield and outfield. The 2-0 pitch swung on and hit high and deep into right field on the warning track. Just misses a home run, and Cano knew it. That'll end the inning, but not before Atlanta puts another one on the board. It's 3-0. Braves. We head to the bottom of 4.
You think you have it bad right now? Well, here's a little perspective. Caitlin from Instagram is super tired from leg day.
Here are some baseball facts you might not have known. In 1979, the Yankees introduced a mascot named Dandy. He was a pinstriped bird with a Yankees hat and a mustache. 3 years after Dandy was created, the Yankees decided to discontinue the mascot and destroyed the costume with an industrial shredder. Tom Brady initially retired on February 1st before unretiring 40 days later on March 13th. Carlos Beltran was briefly the Mets manager from November 1st, 2019 before stepping down 76 days later on January 16th. This means that Carlos Beltran was the Mets manager longer than Tom Brady was retired.
September 6, 1918. Far different from any incident that has ever occurred in the history of baseball was the great moment of the first World Series game between the Chicago Cubs and the Boston Red Sox. As the crowd of 19,274 spectators stood up to take the afternoon yawn, the band broke forth to the strains of the Star-Spangled Banner as the ball players turned quickly about and faced the music. And when the final notes came, a great volume of melody rolled across the field. The onlookers exploded into thunderous applause.
The wartime crowd sang so enthusiastically that the performance was repeated at every game of the series. From then on, the song was an integral part of the national pastime. It did not become the official national anthem until 1931. The Red Sox won the World Series that year, beating the Chicago Cubs 4-2. One of the series stars was the young pitcher Babe Ruth, who had won both his starts, including a masterful 1-0 shutout. It was Boston's 4th World Championship in the decade.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta leads at 3-0. We head to the bottom of 4. It'll be Hoskins, Real Muto, and Hall coming to the plate, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Philadelphia Phillies. Spencer Strider comes back to the hill, goes to work, and the slider misses just outside at the knees. It's 1-0. Rhys Hoskins 0 for 1 on the night, struck out in the first inning. The 1-0 pitch misses outside for a ball. There's 2-0. I see the comment about eat the Soler contract and go get Cruz. Soler's been on the IL quite a bit the last 30 days. The 2-0 pitch, fastball fouled back out of play, and it's 2-1. And Cruz, if you go get Cruz, you're going to be stuck with a second guy like Marcell Ozuna, who can only play DH realistically. I guess you could platoon in theory. The 2-1 pitch, fastball fouls back out of play. It's 2-2. I don't think Snicker and company want Ozuna out there in the outfield more than they have to see him, especially come October. Those outs are too precious to have him out there. The 2-2 pitch, fastball just misses outside, probably about an inch or two off the plate. It's 3-2. Other interesting names that would fit in with the Braves, along with Merrifield's one of the best ones because he can play infield, second base, and outfield. The 3-2 pitch is fouled back 99 miles an hour, upper deck. It's 3-2 once again. Merrifield would be one of my favorite ones, but it does concern you about the non-vaccination. But what are the chances Toronto makes it? And if they do, I guess you just jab him when he's not looking. The 3-2 pitch fouls it back out of play, and we'll do it again at 3-2. Tommy Pham is an interesting name, right-handed bat that the Reds are most likely going to move. Josh Bell is another interesting one. Oh, he can only realistically play first base and DH. The 3-2 pitch swung on and hit to the left side. Riley's got it. Hill fired across the diamond, and there's one away. Good defensive scoop by Riley. As it was a hot shot to third, and the two-hopper bounced into his glove, and he got it over to Olsen pretty quickly. Of course, Hoskins, not the fleetest of foot, Philadelphia first baseman. JT Realmuto comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1, struck out in the first. Of course, he had that terrible throwing error a little while ago. The first pitch to Realmuto is a curveball, low and away. It's 1-0. Trey Mancini's another one that I know a lot of fans have talked about. The 1-0 pitch swung on and missed. Strike one. Outer edge, 99 miles an hour, could not catch up. But I don't see Baltimore selling at this point. When I jotted that down from that article, the first thing I thought of was I don't see Baltimore being a seller. It's been so long since they've had a chance to make a playoff run. The 1-1 pitch, 98 mile an hour fastball, misses down below the knees. It's 2-1. So I'm putting any kind of Baltimore Oriole on the back burner. I don't think they're selling, but Brandon Drury's another interesting one. He's a middle infielder that can play outfield as well. From the Reds, the 2-1 pitch swing and pops it up. It's a can of corn in the infield. Underneath it is Dansby Swanson, and he'll make the fair catch. And there's 2 away. That was a high skyscraper. Braves 1st and 10 at their own. Christian Walker is another name that they have brought up, but he has realistically only been a first baseman. And there's talk about him possibly being able to play left field, but he's not very athletic. Patrick Wisdom of the Cubs. It's another guy that can play infield and outfield. And another one from Arizona that I do like, and he's burned the Braves before. It'd be nice to have him on our side. A left-handed bat of David Peralta as the 0-1 pitch. The first pitch to Derek Hall is fouled back, and it's 0-1. Hall, the designated hitter, number 4 hitter, is 0 for 1 on the night. The 0-1 pitch misses low, and it's 1-1. There's some others out there. It really comes down to who's going to be in the market to sell and who's going to be in the market to buy. The usual suspects. 1-1 pitch is fouled down the left field line. It's 1-2. Braves 3, Phillies nothing. A 1-2 count from Strider. Number 65 with his wide stance on the mound, turns and deals. Fastball misses high. It's 2-2. You look at the standings and you look at where the teams are and who would be available. A team that I think could be selling. The 2-2 pitch swing and hits it high and deep into center field, but underneath it is Harris, and he'll make the catch. So we'll head to the top of the 5th inning. Braves lead 3-0 here on Braves Country Baseball.
He only has 3 rings.
Hey, Braves fans, the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel are bringing you Braves baseball all season long. Hi, I'm Mac McGee, and I'll be bringing you Braves baseball play-by-play for the Braves fans out there, for all of Braves country. So pull up an armchair and join us for Braves Country Baseball, first pitch to last pitch, Tuesday and Friday nights, right here on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel.
My hotel's nice, and I was in the elevator. There's a sign in the elevator that said maximum capacity 12 persons. 12 persons. Somebody needs to tell the folks down at the elevator company that the plural of the word person is people. It's not persons, right? The hotel pool had a similar sign. It said maximum capacity 180 people. Do we really need legislation for that sort of thing? Doesn't it kind of govern itself? Don't most of us just hang back and go, I don't want to get in the pool with that many people. It's not going to be refreshing knocking up against other people's arms and skin. Move, I have a legal right to be here. I did a head count. Like in the bathroom stall, we don't put a sign that says maximum capacity 1 person. I just see the shoes and I keep on moving.
You're listening to Braves Country Baseball. Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com, Armchair Quarterbacks 1.
At a meeting in New York City, Ward helped found the Brotherhood of Professional Baseball Players. It was the players' first attempt to organize, and they were determined to abolish the hated reserve clause. But Albert Goodwill Spaulding and the other owners would not give an inch. In 1889, they tried further to consolidate their power by setting an absolute salary cap of $2,500, then added insult to injury by charging the players rent for their uniforms. It was the last straw.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. The Atlanta Braves lead at 3-0. That'll bring Michael Harris, the second, who hit a 1-run bomb to get things going his last time up in the top of the 3rd. He steps in against Aaron Nola, and the first pitch, he swings wildly off the plate. Swing and a miss, it's 0-1. 86-mile-an-hour knuckle curve that was nowhere near the zone. Harris was already planning on going back-to-back as he was getting out of the dugout. The 0-1 pitch, knuckle curve, same place. This time he spits on it, and it's 1-1. It's funny, though. It's always seems like as much as we try to predict who Anthopoulos goes after, as the 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2, change up down below the knees, it's 1-2. He always pulls a rabbit out of his hat. Last year, the moves he made, nobody saw. And the year before, nobody saw those moves coming. Or 2019, excuse me. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Knuckle curve went fishing, and there's one away. I know everyone wants to know where Soto's going to end up at, and I don't know if he gets moved at the deadline or if they wait until the offseason. He's definitely getting moved, and it'll be to a big-time contender. It'll be to a Mets or a Yankees or a Dodgers, but they may hold up to see what a team like the Red Sox, who are having a bad year, what they may pony up to try to put him on the map, or the San Francisco Giants. First pitch to Acuna, fastball inside, spins him around. Acuna does not like it. He is getting tired of that. It's 1-0. He's getting thrown at more and more. The 1-0 pitch from Nola on the way, and changeup. It was off the plate, but they gave him the benefit of the doubt. It's 1-1. I think one of the more interesting stories is the Boston Red Sox is the 1-1 pitch, misses outside. He calls that a strike. Wow, is that bad? That fastball was about 3 inches off the plate. It's 1-2. Mets lead the Yankees 5-2 as Jordan Montgomery's getting slapped around out there in Queens. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, knuckle curve. And I think Acuna or someone from the Braves dugout had something to say. You can't blame him, because if you give him those 2 strikes, if you give Nola that big of a strike zone, he becomes very hard to hit. He's got 5 pitches that he can throw just about anywhere. The first strike was questionable. The second strike was awful. First pitch to Dansby Swanson is hit hard and high and off the wall. Here comes Dansby flying into second. It's a 2-out double. He swung at the first pitch, came shooting out of the batter's box. That was right in that same area, that 374 area, near the WB Mason sign. Again, that area is getting worn out by Braves hitters the last couple of nights. Just missing a home run. Probably missed it by about 4 or 5 feet. So he stands on second, but there are 2 away. There is 2 away, excuse me. And that'll bring Matt Olson to the plate. Matt Olson is 0 for 2 on the night. And Nola steps off the rubber for a second, so we'll take that pause with him. First pitch on the way to Olson is taken low for a ball. Knuckle curve in the dirt. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch to Olson. Another knuckle curve inside and low. It's 2-0. It's always fun to look at these trade deadline possibilities, though. You got to figure what Atlanta's really looking to do is bolster that bullpen. And now with Duvall out, they've got to get some bat. In a perfect world, would be someone who can play infield and outfield. The 2-0 pitch, swing and hit high and deep into right field, going back. Jackpot, baby, over the wall. It's a 2-run bomb. The Braves lead it 5-0. Big Matt Olson absolutely crushed that ball. The ice house goes deep. And a 2-run shot deep into right field makes it 5-0 Atlanta. Aaron Nola struggling against the Braves. Team he normally has a really good outings against. It's good to see things change a little bit here. Matt Olson gets high fives in the dugout, and the first pitch to Austin Riley is a curveball down below the knees. It's 1-0. Matt Olson hit that ball 110 miles an hour, 416 happy feet. Expected batting average 960. Those things kill me. Who is making an out in the 416 feet? 2-0 pitch. The 1-0 pitch misses outside wide. It's 2-0. Maybe if they were playing in the Polo Grounds, and maybe if Ricky Henderson was playing right field. So it's a 2-0 count to Riley on the way, swing and a miss. He came out of his shoes on that one. Curveball misses wide. It's 2-1. See this Kyler Murray story where the young quarterback signs a new 4-year deal for quite a price. I think it was like $240 million. But the funny thing was, it's being put in the contract as the 2-1 pitch is pounded into the ground and foul. It's 2-2. He has to do 4 hours of independent film study a week. And that's been a knock on him, is that he kind of has relied on his athletic ability, doesn't do a lot of homework, et cetera, et cetera. And they think that's why he's breaking down with it. So it's basically a virtual lab that he'll check into. Is the 2-2 pitch, swing, and just gets a piece of it, stays alive for Riley. It's 2-2. And it will track how many hours he does each week during the season. That is your employer telling you they think you are lazy without telling you think you're lazy. A 2-2 count, 2 outs, 2 runs are in, and fastball misses inside, ball 3. It's 3-2. Standing on deck, Travis d'Arnaud. Riley is 2 for 2 on the night, already has 2 doubles. The 3-2 pitch, swing, and rips it foul into the Braves dugout. Barehanded stab by Arcia over there. They're all laughing at, man. The first thing that comes to my mind is, man, keep these guys healthy. That is the last thing we need, is one of our guys getting hurt on our own foul ball. Ozzy's still not expected back for a few more weeks. The 3-2 pitch to Riley on the way, and Nola stops his windup and steps off the rubber, grabs the rosin back, so we'll do it again. Top of the 5th, Braves up 5-0. The 3-2 pitch, and it's in the dirt. Ball 4. Austin Riley heads down to first. It's the 5th inning, so it's about that time. It's time to turn back time as d'Arnaud comes towards the plate. On this date in 1890, Cy Young, his last minor league start in his career, goes out. Not only does he throw a no-hitter, he strikes out 18 batters versus McKeesport And that's on this date in 1890. The first pitch to d'Arnaud is a fastball high around the letters, swung on and missed. It's 0-1. d'Arnaud has struck out, grounded out, 0 for 2, 11 home runs, 39 RBI. The 0-1 count as Riley leans off first. And here's the delivery, banged foul towards third base dugout. We'll do it again at 0-2. Marlins lead the Reds 2-1. Two teams that will be sellers at the deadline. Tampa Bay and Baltimore. It's in Baltimore. Rays lead at 3-2. Two teams that should be buyers. And St. Louis is hanging in there without their star players. In Toronto, it's 3-3. Mets 5, Yankees 2. That game is heading to the 5th. The 0-2 delivery to d'Arnaud inside, knuckle curve misses way inside, and it's 1-2. On this date in 1908, Honus Wagner went 5 for 5 against the great Christy Mathewson. Wagner, who was in a race for the batting average title in the National League, is the 1-2 pitch swing and pops it high and deep into center field, but playable. Veerling's underneath it, and that'll end the inning. We'll tell you more about Honus Wagner on the other side of the break. When we come back, Spencer Strider has a 5-0 lead. He heads back to the mound.
It's not what he said, you ignorant wretch. Spanish is worse than your English.
Hey, football fans, the Armchair Quarterback Show is back Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern. A 3-hour wake-up show that'll cover it all. College football, the NFL, fantasy football, and Major League Baseball. It's the Armchair Quarterback Show, 9 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern, Saturday mornings, right here on the Armchair Quarterbacks 1 YouTube channel.
Nix again with 36 seconds left. Ball at the left hash mark. Two wideouts to the right, one to the left. Florida's got the big rush on Nix. He floats one in the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown Auburn! Sanders caught it. Touchdown Auburn! Touchdown Auburn! Frank Sanders from Nix. Auburn's ahead. Auburn's ahead. Touchdown of 8 yards. Nix to Sanders. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Auburn has done it again. Ball game is over. I have seen it, but I do not believe it. Yes, the streak is alive. Auburn 36, Gators 33. Number 1 has fallen by the wayside.
With the help of several would-be owners, Ward and the Brotherhood started a rival league, the Players League. At first, the new league did well. 56 top players defected to its teams and brought their fans with them.
I am for war without quarter. I want to fight until one of us drops dead. From this point on, it will simply be a case of dog eat dog, and the dog with the bulldog tendencies will live the longest. Albert Goodwill Spaulding.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. The Atlanta Braves lead the Phillies 5-0. They've gotten all over Aaron Nola. And the Mets have gotten all over Jordan Montgomery. It's 5-2. That game is just going to the 4th inning. Of course, we know the Yankees can put runs together, so still hold out hope there. Nick Castellanos comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1 on the night. Fly out in the 2nd inning. Finish that up with Honus Wagner, who went 5 for 5 against Christy Mathewson. So that didn't happen many times. As the first pitch is a fastball high. It's 1-0 to Castellanos. Every time he got a base hit, the right fielder for the Giants' name was Mike Donlin. The 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed 95 miles an hour. It's 1-1. Every time he got a base hit, he put up a finger towards right field, telling Donlin how many hits he's gotten. Is the 1-1 pitch swung on and missed. Slider down below the knees. It's 1-2. So he gets to the 5 hits. Is the 1-2 pitch, swing and pull to the left side right at Riley. Riley's got it. He'll throw it across the diamond to first. Olson's got it. There's 1 away. Donlin went 0 for on the day. Honus Wagner went 5 for 5, and Honus Wagner passed Donlin for the National League lead in batting average. Everybody thought that back in, what did I say that was 1908? There wasn't trash talk. That's about as trash talk as it gets. First pitch is a slider at the knees to the left-handed swinging Stott, Bryson Stott, 0 for 1 on the night, and it's 0-1. On this date in 1941, Lefty Grove is the 0-1 pitch, misses well down below, evens up the count at 1-1. Lefty Grove gets his 300th win, the 6th player to ever do that for the Boston Red Sox on this date in 1941. Of course, just a few months before World War II would begin. The 1-1 pitch misses outside, taken for a ball. It's 2-1. And on this date in 1961, as the 2-1 pitch, fastball, 98 miles an hour, misses just off the plate, it's 3-1. Roger Maris would hit 4 home runs in a doubleheader against the White Sox to get his home run total to 40. It's a 3-1 pitch to Stott, swing, and fastball popped up high, but not very deep, playable in shallow left field by Rosario. He'll make the grab, and there's 2 away. He would get to 40 home runs on that day with the 4 home runs in the doubleheader. Maris would finish that season with the famous 61. And that was on this date in 1961. If you have not seen that movie 61, I can't endorse it more. Probably my favorite baseball movie. First pitch to Bohm is swung on, and he rifles it into right field, drops down in front of Acuna. Acuna's on it. It's a slow roller, comes up to Acuna, and it's a 2-out single for Alec Bohm. Bohm did the same thing last time up, taking the high fastball and shooting it the other way. This time, it was well over the head of Matt Olson. Matt Olson tried to leap for it, but passes outstretched glove. And that will bring up the left-handed bat of Didi Gregorius. Didi is 0 for 1 on the night with a strikeout. First pitch to Didi is swung on and hit high and deep into left field on the warning track against the wall. Rosario's got it as his back hits the wall, and that'll end the inning. So the Phillies put a little bit of a threat together, but fail to score. We head to the top of 6. The Bravos 5, Phillies nothing.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
But beware, my friend, and let me warn you that thinking of taking a bumps to California. Let's keep the Dodgers in Brooklyn. Our house is not a home without some love. Don't let them leave our premises. LA will be their nemesis, but Brooklyn fits the Dodgers like a glove.
Tom has been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. I was really starting to worry.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk.
Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
TGIF on the Armchair Quarterbacks. Justin Waller and Mac McGee are back at it 6 p.m. Eastern to 7 p.m. Eastern every Friday evening right here on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel and your local CBS Sports affiliates. We're talking the NFL, Major League Baseball, and Southern football, so grab you a cold one. It's finally Friday on the Armchair Quarterbacks, 6 p.m. Eastern to 7 p.m. Eastern. Waller and McGee getting you ready for your sports weekend.
3 big leagues, the National League, the Players League, and the Old Beer and Whiskey League, simply proved too many. Attendance dipped dangerously low for everyone. By the end of the 1890 season, the league had lost more than $340,000, more than its investors could endure.
Welcome back to the Brave Country Radio. Atlanta Braves lead at 5-0 over Philadelphia. And Rosario, Ozuna, and Cano are heading to the plate. Yeah, I mentioned Benintendi, but Benintendi was one of the guys that is not vaccinated, him along with his teammate, Whit Merrifield. But they may roll the dice and make a move for one of those guys, as the first pitch is a curveball, knuckle curve at the knees by Nola to Rosario. It's 0 for 1. Rosario 1 for 2 on the night. He had an RBI single in the 4th inning, also stole a base. The 0-1 pitch. Nola kicks and deals. Fastball just off the plate. They call that a strike. It's 0-2. Home plate umpire Drake seems to be giving the veteran Nola more the benefit of the doubt as opposed to Strider, who's actually been more around the strike zone. The 0-2 pitch, knuckle curve, good eye by Rosario. He's been killing folks with that pitch when he hasn't been sending balls into orbit, and it's 1-2. You do wonder if Anthopoulos just rolls the dice and says, what are the chances Toronto makes the World Series? Is there a wild card right now? Will stay a wild card. The 1-2 pitch misses inside, ball 2. It's 2-2. No chance of anyone catching the Yankees in the AL East. So Toronto will be a wild card. Now, if they get to the top of the wild card, that's where the issue is going to be. If you're chasing down the Blue Jays and they end up with that top wild card scenario with the 2-2 pitch swing and a miss, strike 3, and Aaron Nola sits down, Rosario on strikes, there's one away. Nola is at 87 pitches. By the way, the Yankees have scored a run middle of the 4th. It's 5-3. And it looked like Rizzo just gave the ball the ride. He almost tied the game up. Sent one out into deep left field. So there's a long way to go in that one. First pitch by Nola, and on the way to Ozuna, swing and a miss. And it's 1-0. Nola lifts the glove, twists, turns, and lets it go. Curveball down below the knees. It's 1-1. Braves 5, Phillies nothing. Home runs. The monster home run by Matt Olson is 1-1 pitch, swing and hit high, but not very deep. Popped up shallow center field, and underneath it is Verling. There's 2 away. Olson's home run was an absolute bomb. Michael Harris's home run, it was a scorcher. Harris, his home run coming in the third, Olson's home run coming in last inning in the fifth. Riley's also had 2 doubles, if you're just joining us. And Strider has pitched well, obviously, 5 innings, no runs, and 5 strikeouts is the first pitch to Cano. It swung on and missed in the dirt. It's 0-1. Cano gave the ball a ride the last time out. He got it all the way to the warning track. Looked like he almost got it, but these professional hitters, they know. And Cano, as soon as he swung it, he kind of hung his head down, and he couldn't have missed that by about 5 to 7 feet. The 0-1 pitch swung on and popped up. It's a can of corn over into shallow right field, and underneath it is Stott. He'll make the catch, and that'll end the inning. So the Braves are 3 up, 3 down. Phillies come to bat 9-1-2 on the way.
I should have gone to law school or high school.
Stay locked in on Armchair Quarterbacks Radio. Always just moments away from the big play.
There's Cunningham. Dodges left and puts it way downfield for Fred Barnett, who has the catch. And the race is on. There are no flags. A 95-yard touchdown.
The ball just over the goal line of the Cowboys. Dorsett, single setback. Big opening for Tony Dorsett. Look out, he's got great speed. 99 yards and a half. Dorsett down the sideline. Stays in bounds. Can you believe that? 99.5-yard run, I think, is the longest run in the history of the league.
Here's Cunningham back to throw it and going deep, and he's got Moss, and there's a flag on the play, and Moss is off the pass and is in the end zone anyway. Touchdown. Just throw it as far as you can. Randy Moss is amazing. Randall Cunningham is amazing.
You're listening to Braves Country Baseball. Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com, Armchair Quarterbacks 1.
John Montgomery Ward's brotherhood was crushed, and the reserve clause remained firmly in place. The players were even more powerless than they had been before. Albert Goodwill Spalding's National League swallowed up both its rivals, and now, swollen to 12 teams, held a monopoly on Major League Baseball.
The Players' League is deader than the proverbial doornail. When the spring comes and the grass is green upon the last resting place of anarchy, the national agreement will rise again in all its weight and restore to America, in all its purity, its national pastime. A great game of baseball. Albert Goodwill Spalding.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. The Atlanta Braves lead the Philadelphia Phillies 5-0 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Spencer Strider's looked good so far. Strider on the night has 5 strikeouts in 5 innings, and he kicks and deals the first pitch. It's a slider at the knees, 85 miles an hour to Veerling, the number 9 hitter. It's 0-1. See a couple of news and notes hit today as the 0-1 pitch is swung on and dribbler back to the mound. Strider sprints, grabs it, turns, fires, and Olson's got it. There's one away. Great play by Strider. Man, did he show some athleticism there. He was on that so fast, d'Arnaud had no chance of getting it. d'Arnaud was heading towards it. He saw how fast Strider was heading. He said, "Go for it, young man." And there's one away. Giancarlo Stanton is on the IL again with an Achilles, a sore Achilles. Seems like clockwork that he goes on the IL about this time of year. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they signed Julio Jones to a 1-year deal. The 97-mile-an-hour fastball to Schwarber to start off the at-bat is low for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 delivery, swing and hit high and deep into center field, going back, over the wall and into the seats and onto the scoreboard. It's 5-1 Philadelphia. That was an absolute monster shot. Schwarber's 31st of the year. 416 feet, 105 miles an hour off the bat, and it's 5-1. Schwarber had been headhunting that all game long. You knew with his power and Strider's power, if he could lace one up, that ball was going to go. He timed that perfectly. Over the center field towards left center, the top part, and a happy souvenir for a Philadelphia fan, 1-0. The first pitch to Hoskins is a fastball top shelf in the kitchen, swung on and missed. It's 0-1. Dodgers and Nationals are back at it again tonight, as the Nationals, the 0-1 pitch is swung on and fouled back out of play. Fastball top drawer, it's 0-2. The lowly Nationals handed Tony Gonsolin his first loss of the year, a Cy Young favorite, in Los Angeles last night. 0-2 pitches in the dirt, backhanded by d'Arnaud. It's 1-2. Of course, Gonsolin gave up the home runs in the All-Star game. His last time before that is the 1-2 pitch. Slider, strike 3, caught looking. Hoskins was looking for the heat, and that was a knee buckler on the outer part of the dish. Six strikeouts for Spencer Strider. That brings JT Realmuto, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout of his own. Strider delivers to the plate, a slider well down below the knees, and it's 1-0. Strider gets set, wide stance, flips the glove, and swing and a miss. 97-mile-an-hour fastball right down the heart of the plate. Cruising down Main Street, it's 1-1. Philly's got a big right-hander warming up in their bullpen. So looks like Nola's day is done. The 1-1 pitch, fastball at the knees, 1-2 to Realmuto. Braves last night led the Phillies 4-3 in the 8th. Then a 3-run home run by Stott flipped the script, and the Braves lost 6-4. The 1-2 pitch, fastball way outside. It's 2-2. Strider can sit Realmuto down. He may get a chance to come out for the 7th. He's only sitting at 83 pitches. The 2-2 with 2 out. Swung on and grounded down the first base line. Just goes foul before it reaches the bag. We'll do it again at 2-2. Strider was sprinting over to first to cover the bag. That ball was plenty foul. Kirby Yates is doing well in his rehab assignment. Still waiting to hear about Ozzie. And of course, we've got Mike Soroka on the mend as well. The 2-2 delivery from Strider, fastball inside, way inside. It's 3-2. Mets are about to get one of their big pieces back. Jacob deGrom is set for one more AAA start. The 3-2 pitch is fouled back out of play. We'll do it again at 3-2. One more start in the minor leagues for deGrom, and then he is expected to join the Mets next week. So you would suspect he will face the Braves at some point in that 4-game series. The 3-2 pitch swing and fouls it back out of play. Do it again. 3-2. Next week, the Braves, you look at the schedule, they play these same Phillies once again. And the 3-2 pitch, fastball outside, ball 4. Strider loses them. He'll jog down to first. With 2 away. And everyone's coming out to the mound to talk to Strider, calm him down a little bit, but maybe just get him a breath of fresh air. He's starting to labor a little bit. That'll bring the left-handed bat, Derek Hall, to the plate. Hall is 0 for 2, but he does have 5 home runs, 9 RBI, and 833 OPS in limited action this year. Strider flips it over to first to keep Real Muto close by. You'd think that might be odd keeping the catcher close by, but he did steal a base last night. He does have good wheels for a catcher. Darnold sets up outside. The first pitch is a fastball, misses high and wide. It's 1-0. Braves 5, Phillies 1. Starting to get uncomfortable in the Braves dugout as Kranitz is starting to talk back and forth on what they need to do in the bullpen. There's a 1-0 pitch, swing and hit high, but it's a can of corn in the infield. Underneath it is Olsen. He'll make the play, and that'll end the inning. So that'll end the threat. The Phillies do score a run. We head to the top of the 7th. Atlanta leads at 5-1.
Why is there a pancake in the silverware drawer?
I mean, why is there silverware in the pancake drawer?
Enjoy sun-drenched days, epic stays, and plenty of room to roam in Greater Fort Lauderdale. Our hotels, attractions, and restaurants have taken the Visit Lauderdale's Safe and Clean pledge, so you can relax and explore with confidence. When you're ready for that well-deserved staycation, our 23 miles of golden beaches await. Find wide-open spaces to hike, bike, kayak, and paddleboard. Visit your favorite attractions, then dine out in style in dining rooms or al fresco on waterfront patios. Learn more at sunny.org.
Don't miss a moment of heart-stopping NFL coverage on Armchair Quarterback Radio.
Riggins. He's going to go all the way unless Blackwood can catch him, and he can't.
3rd and 3. We'll see a pickup sometime on the right side, possibly.
Montana looking, throwing in the end zone. Dwight Clark.
Only 12 seconds left to play 3rd quarter. Here's Marcus Allen cutting back upfield, and Marcus Allen could be gone. 74 yards for Marcus Allen.
The quiet man of this football team, Scott Norwood. He can fire the shot heard round the world now. Here we go with 8 seconds to play. High drama here in the Super Bowl. But in the air, it's got the distance.
It measures just 9 inches in circumference, weighs only about 5 ounces, and is made of cork wound with woolen yarn, covered with 2 layers of cowhide, and stitched by hand precisely 216 times.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. The Atlanta Braves lead at 5-1. Most likely that's the end of the road for Strider. So he kind of labored to get through that inning, though we have seen them send guys back out on fumes 1 inning too long, but he has 6 innings, 6 strikeouts, gave up 1 run on the home run to Schwarber. If that is it for him, a quality start and a great outing, by the youngster. Jeurys Familia comes out, and he is sporting a 4.83 ERA, the former Met, current Philly right-hander. Comes out to the mound to try to keep this game close. You got Harris, Acuna, Swanson. If anybody gets on, Matt Olson. Michael Harris steps in. The first pitch is a cutter inside, misses, and dropped by Real Muto. It's 1-0. Any chance he had of framing that pitch went out the window when the ball hit off the side of his glove. Really does feel like you've got an extended lineup, like another leadoff hitter is at the plate when we start off with the number 9 hitter. When Michael Harris is up there to the plate. Takes them a while to get back going again, but here's the 1-0 pitch from Familia, misses low and inside, 96 mile an hour fastball. It's 2-0. Seventh inning, so time for birthdays as the 2-0 pitch misses inside, ball 3, sinker misses high and inside. It's 3-0. Happy 53rd birthday to Greg Colburn, catcher for the Braves in 97, as the 3-0 pitch is called for a strike on the outer edge, 3-1. Familia went with the fastball, and Harris taken all the way. Of current players, you've got Ryan Stanek turning 31 today for the Astros. The 3-1 pitch is a 96 mile an hour fastball taken high for a strike. It's 3-2. He has a .55 ERA, Ryan Stanek does this year, out of the Houston Astros bullpen. Full count to Michael Harris. Familia kicks and deals, swing and a miss, strike 3. 98 mile an hour fastball. Harris could not catch up, and there's one away. As far as heroes gone by who were born on this date, the great Sad Sam Jones, what a great nickname that is. Sad Sam Jones played for a few teams, including the Yankees of the 1920s, the famed Yankees. As Acuna takes the first pitch in the dirt, 94 mile an hour sinker, it's 1-0. Colin McHugh's warming up in the Braves bullpen. Great Sad Sam Jones, born on this date in 1892. He finished with 229 wins, which did not get him in the Hall of Fame. Today, they'd be building a statue with 229 wins. The 1-0 pitch misses way outside wide. It's 2-0 to Acuna. Remember, the great Hoyt Wilhelm was born on this date in 1922. The old knuckleballer. If you have watched that movie 61, he was the one that they portrayed playing for Baltimore, threw the knuckler to Maris in the bad weather. Is the 2-0 pitch called for a strike. That ball was inside, so they registered 3-0 on the screen, but it was called a strike. It was a bad strike. It's 2-1. Hoyt Wilhelm was the one that was portrayed as the villain when the manager, the 2-1 pitch, hammered foul. Acuna got a hold of that one, but could not keep it straight. It's 2-2. If you've seen that movie and the manager comes out and tells him, don't give him anything hard to hit, and he's throwing those knuckleballs, and Maris hits it into the wind and knocks it down. It gets knocked down at the warning track. course, you never know if any of that's true, but it's great theater. That was the great Wilhelm born on this day. Here's the 2-2 pitch, swung on and hit high, but did not go very far. Drops into the glove of Schwarber. Just got it on the end of the bat, and there's 2 away. When it first left the bat, it looked like he got a hold of it, but just got it out in front on the front edge of the bat, pulling it. Cuna's struggles continue. That brings Dansby Swanson to the plate. Swanson is 2 for 3 tonight. Him, Riley, and Olson have really carried this offense. First pitch misses for a ball. It's 1-0. As far as non-baseball birthdays today, Jeremy Pivens, the actor from Entourage, he's 57 years old today. The 1-0 pitch misses down low. It's 2-0. Sandra Bullock is 58 years old today. Kate Beckinsale, runway model, she is 49. The 2-0 pitch, fastball outer edge, called for a strike. Nice pitch by Familia. It's 2-1. Helen Mirren, famous actress, she's turned 77, and Mick Jagger turned 79. And that's your birthdays. Familia takes a second, steps off the rubber. So he gets ready to deliver the 2-1 pitch. He kicks and zings it. Fastball fouled back out of play. Top shelf inner cut. It's 2-2. Castellanos, Stott, and Bohm are due up for the Phillies in the bottom of the 7th inning. Braves haven't quite put this one away. Phillies offense can score in a hurry, as we found out last night. 2-2 delivery on the way. Sinker misses wide. It's full count. It's 3-2. Braves 5, Phillies 1, top of the 7th inning. The 3-2 count. Swing and hits in between the 5-6 hole on the left-hand side. Goes into left field. Dansby makes the turn at first. He'll put on the brakes. And it's a 2-out single for Lieutenant Dan. That was a worm burner. Bowman, Didi Gregorius had no chance of making the play. Ball was placed perfectly right in between the two of them. That brings Matt Olson to the plate. Matt Olson, if you're just joining us, he hit an absolute bomb last time up. 2 RBIs on the night. The first pitch to Olson is a fastball high. 97 miles an hour. It's 1-0. Padres lead the Tigers 3-0. Braves have interest in that, as the Padres are the closest team to them in the wild card hunt. They sit 4 behind Atlanta. Miami leads Cincinnati 2-1. That game is heading to the top of the 9th in Cincy. The 1-0 pitch, fastball, 97-mile-an-hour fastball, way on the outer edge of the plate. Olson taken all the way. It's 1-1. Rays 3, Baltimore 2. That game's in the top of 8. Cardinals tied with the Blue Jays 3-3, bottom of the 6th. Guardians, 1-1 pitch swing and fouled off of Real Muto, knocks his mask off. Seems to be okay, just kind of clearing the cobwebs out. We'll do it again at 1-2. I think that's the first time I've done that in a few months, calling the Guardians Indians. The Guardians lead Boston 7-2. More on that in a second. And the Yankees have made it 5-3. They're inching closer back to the Mets. That game is in the bottom of 5. That game's being played in Met Stadium, Citi Field. Angels lead Kansas City 1-0. That game's just getting going, and a couple other games just getting going. Colorado and the White Sox are scoreless, and Houston and the A's are scoreless. While the Twins and Brewers, it's 5-3 Milwaukee in the third. The 1-2 pitch swung on and fouled back out of play, 97 miles an hour. It's 1-2. It's a long 3 innings there in Milwaukee. They got going about an hour and 20 minutes ago, and they just finished 3. Later on tonight, Dodgers and Nats, Texas, Seattle. And earlier today, the Cubs beat the Pirates 4-2. Thompson getting the W. Our old buddy Bryce Wilson getting another loss for the Pirates. He's a 6.31 ERA. The 1-2 pitch to Olsen. Down low, and Dansby's going. He's out at second. They tagged him on the top of his shoulder. It's a close play. I think they got it right. Just a bang play. And Dansby's out stealing. So we'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Get ready to stretch. It's a 7th inning stretch here on Braves Country Baseball.
All right. Can't see you. Let me hear you.
Casey was baseball mad, had the fever and had it bad. Just to root for the hometown through every stew. Casey Blue. On a Saturday, her young beau called to see if she'd like to go to see a show, but Miss Kate said no. I'll tell you what you can do. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3, stretch around and be home all game. Casey saw all the games, knew the players by their first names. Told the umpire he was wrong all along, good and strong. When the score was just 2-2, Casey knew what to do. Just to cheer up the boys she knew, he made the gang sing this song. Take me out to the ball game. Come on. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me the peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I never get back. Root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Hope you got up and stretched. Colin McHugh's coming into the game with his 3.05 ERA and 33 appearances. Right-hander is set to face the right-handed bat of Castellanos to start the inning. Stott and Bohm are on deck and in the hole. First pitch to Castellanos is a cutter fouled back out of play. High in the zone, it's 0-1. Colin McHugh trying to hold on to this 5-1 lead as Atlanta. The 0-1 pitch swung on and popped up high in the sky in the infield. Underneath it is Riley. There's one away. He got Castellanos to reach for a changeup on the outer edge. Might have been the slider. It was definitely off speed on the outer edge and popped it up, got it underneath it. One up, one down. That brings Stott to the plate. Stott 0 for 2 on the night, batting 194 with 7 home runs. From the left side, takes the first pitch, slider right across the belt. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch, cutter misses high, and it's 1-1. Back to the thought on the Guardians leading the Red Sox 7-2. There's a thought process as the 1-1 pitch misses outside. No, it calls it a strike. It's 1-2. Thought process is that if Boston were to lose these next 2 games against Cleveland as the 1-2 pitch misses just off the plate, it's 2-2. Right now, Cleveland is tied with the Red Sox for the number 4 slot in the American League wild card as the 2-2 pitch is swung on and grounded right to Cano at just to the right of second base. He's got it, flips it over to first, and there's 2 away. Good defensive play by Cano, kind of right place, right time there. The AL wildcard standings look like this. Toronto currently leads the AL wildcard by a game over the Tampa Bay Rays. This is going into tonight. And Seattle is a game and a half behind Toronto, so really clustered for their first 3 wildcard slots. This, on the outside looking in, you've got Cleveland and Boston and Baltimore and the White Sox all sitting at 3.5 and 3 games out, respectively. If Boston were to lose the next 2 games, there's a belief that they may sell. As the first pitch to Bohm is swung on, popped up, it's a can of corn in the infield. Underneath it, making the plays, Olsen, that'll end the inning. So 3 up, 3 down by Colin McHugh. We'll head to the top of the 8th. Atlanta leads it 5-1.
We're going inside them. We're going outside them. Inside them and outside them. And we're not going to pass. We're going to get them on a run. We're going to go, 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 go.
The Armchair Quarterbacks are covering America's pastime from spring training all the way to the Fall Classic.
5-2 Dodgers in the 9th. Got him. They've done it. Like the 1969 Mets, it's the impossible dream revisited.
And Myers bringing it. And the pitch is hit in the air. Foul off first. Benzinger backing and calling. And the 1990 World Championship belongs to the Cincinnati Reds.
The Twins are going to win the World Series. The Twins have won it. It's a base hit. It's a 1-0 10-inning victory. Bell, left field, way back. Blue Jays win it. The Blue Jays are World Series champions. Touch them all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
TGIF on the Armchair Quarterbacks. Justin Waller and Mac McGee are back at it every Friday evening right here on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel and your local CBS Sports affiliates. We're talking the NFL, Major League Baseball, Southern football, so grab you a cold one. It's finally Friday on the Armchair Quarterbacks. Waller and McGee getting you ready for your sports weekend.
Hey, can I tell you one thing? That's 3 holding penalties on 1 football team in a quarter and a half. That ain't funny.
There's something very American about being a poor loser, refusing to shake the other fellow's hand. He says he's a scoundrel. He always was a scoundrel, and he's even more than a scoundrel now that he's beat me. And there's something likable about that in people. It's bad sportsmanship, though.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. The Atlanta Braves lead at 5-1. We head to the top of the 8th. We'll start back off with Matt Olson, who was at the plate when Swanson got thrown out at second. He'll face Corey Nabel with his 2.87 ERA, the former closer for this team beginning of the year. 39th appearance with 34 strikeouts and 24 walks. They're going to the bottom of the 6th in New York. The Mets lead the Yankees 5-3. That's the bad news. The good news is looks like their starting pitcher, Taijuan Walker, is at about 100 pitches. He's probably done for the night, so that Mets bullpen is going to have to take over. First pitch by Nabel is a nasty curveball at the knees, taken for a strike. It's 0-1. Olson 1 for 3 on the night with the 2-run home run. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, 96 miles an hour. Fastball on the outer edge, top shelf. It's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch from Nabel, swing and a miss. Curveball. And Olson down on strikes in 3 pitches. There's one away. Olson looked a little lost on that at bat. That'll bring Austin Riley, who's 2 for 2. A walk and a run. 2 doubles on the night. First pitch is hammered foul down the third base line. Looked like the curveball. It's 0-1. You look in that American League, though, you look at that wild card race, you can make the argument there are 7 teams still in that wild card hunt. It's the 0-1 pitch knuckleball way off the plate and wide. It's 1-1 to Riley. In the National League, for all intents and purposes, there's 5. It's San Francisco and Philly just on the outside looking in, and then you got St. Louis, San Diego, and Atlanta. 1-1 down below the knees, fastball misses, 97 mile an hour over the plate, but low. It's 2-1. So with that being said, Atlanta, the 2-1 pitch, fastball taken for a high strike. It's 2-2, evens up the count on Riley. Atlanta's going to be looking at all the teams that are out of the mix, the Texas Rangers, who might have some pieces they may want to move as they're trying to build. The 2-2 pitch swung on and hit right up the middle, but they've got him played perfectly into the shift over the second base bag is Stott. He'll flip it over to first, and there's 2 away. Good piece of hitting by Riley, but right into the teeth of the defense. Braves, by the way, if you're looking at their schedule, next week, off Monday, we have a 2-game, really strange. You don't see this much interdivision. As the first pitch is curveball, swung on and missed by Darno. It's 0-1. Got a 2-game day-night or night-day turnaround where we play Tuesday night, and we'll have the game live here at 7:20. Most likely Strider again. And Morton at 12:20. Am I seeing that right? As the 0-1 pitch misses, it's 1-1. Yeah, they're projecting Strider and Morton on Tuesday and Wednesday next week as well because of the off day. 1-1 pitch is fouled back out of play. It's 1-2. So it's a 7:20 first pitch next Tuesday night, and then they do another day game. Tomorrow's game is a day game against Philly. So just a 2-game series. And then we head to the Mets for 5 and 4 days, Thursday through Sunday. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and grounded over to third. Bohm's got it. He'll get d'Arnaud easily. d'Arnaud once again, look, he that's the second time he's looked down at the foot of Hoskins. I don't know if he thinks Hoskins isn't touching the bag. Looks like he is. We'll head to break. When we come back, Braves will try to hold off the Phillies. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's 5-1.
Now, if you want to crown them, but they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
ACC football covered like no other here on the Armchair Quarterback.
Against the blitz. Touchdown! Preston scores the touchdown. And now it's Bowden's decision. And he sends Maury onto the field right away. Danny Cannell is the holder. Maury. This game is over. A 31-31 tie. A 31-31 tie. A deep throw by Lawrence. A lot of contact. Justin Ross broke free from it. He's down in the end zone. Touchdown, Clemson. Justin Ross, a freshman wide receiver, big, rangy.
If you're a fan of the ACC, pull up an armchair. You're home.
To protect her home and family in a disaster, Karen was willing to wade through water, mud, and insurance paperwork.
Yeah, I can do this.
You go, Karen! By simply understanding and updating what her insurance covers and doesn't cover now, she'll be better prepared no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Sit sharp. I'm not playing your stupid game.
Baseball was mighty glamorous and exciting to me, but there's no use in blinking at the fact that at that time, the game was thought by solid, respectable people to be only 1 degree above grand larceny, arson, and mayhem. And those who engaged in it were beneath the notice of decent society. Connie Mack.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. The Atlanta Braves lead at 5-1, and Colin McHugh is going to be right back out there. You know, if you count tomorrow's game, the Braves still have 10 games left with these Philadelphia Phillies. That is strange for us to have played just that few games this late in the season against Philly. Got the 12:30 game tomorrow. Then you got the 2 games in Atlanta next week as the 1-0 pitch to Gregorius is hammered foul down the first base line. It's 1-1. And after that 2-game series in Atlanta, they don't play again until the middle of September, where the Phillies come back to Atlanta for 3. And then in late September, which would have been the second to last week of the season, as the 1-1 pitch is popped up, and underneath it is Cano. He'll get it for the easy put out. There's one away. They'll be in Philadelphia September 22nd through the 25th. That would have been leading into the final week of the season, but because of the lockout, the season's going an extra 3 games in October. So, but they've got a 4-game series in Philadelphia towards the end of September. That's a part of a road trip that will send them 4 to Philly and 3 to Washington before coming home against the Mets in what would have been the final week of the season. First pitch is called for a strike to Vierling. It's 0-1. McHugh gets the count and drops in slider. It's fouled back out of play. It's 0-2. Braves will finish the season, their final 6 games, 3 at home on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday against the Mets. And then they will have to go to Miami as the 0-2 pitch swung on and hammered foul towards the camera well over by the first base dugout. It's 0-2. Those could be some really big games in Miami. That was originally the opening series of the season. The 0-2 pitch swing and fouls it back. An 0-2 count. Meanwhile, while the Braves are in Miami, the Mets are going to be at home against the Washington Nationals. So you got to figure advantage Mets there. If you're going to win this division, Atlanta's got to have a strong hold on to heading into that final series. The 0-2 pitch swung on and dribbled over to second base. Got it is Cano. He flips it over to first, and there's 2 away. Robinson Cano, right place, right time. And the leadoff batter for the Philadelphia Phillies, Kyle Schwarber, lumbers to the plate. Schwarber's 1 for 3, a solo bomb in the 6th inning, the only run for the Phillies, one of only 3 hits. Hoskins stands on deck. First pitch is on the way, and it's at the knees, called for a strike. It's 0-1. Even though it's not a save situation, you got to figure Jansen, who hasn't had a lot of work since the All-Star break, should be ready to roll for the 9th. The 0-1. And in the dirt, did he go around? They check down towards the third base umpire. He says no, Todd Tickner, and it's 1-1. One pitch from McHugh to Schwarber and misses high and wide. It's 2-1. Two-one from McHugh as he gets a sign from Darnode. He rocks and fires and swing and a miss. Cutter upstairs. It's 2-2. Of course, this season could play out a million different ways, but the one thing that could change a lot of the strategies as you head into that final 6-7 games of the season is if, as the 2-2 pitch misses low and outside, it's 3-2. If the Braves, Mets, and Phillies beat up on each other, Milwaukee were to catch fire, or St. Louis for that matter, if you got to a point where it didn't matter if you won the division or not, you were going to play in the first round, that would be interesting too going down the stretch. The 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Nasty curveball, and that'll end the inning. The Braves will send Rosario, Ozuna, and Cano to the top of the 9th. Braves lead it 5-1.
I was going to Columbia, for Christ's sakes. Wants to be some kind of a professional woman like you.
A psychiatrist?
And have to listen to guys like me whine all day.
Here's payoff pitch. And we're 1 out away, Braves country, from a trip to the World Series. Whatever superstition you got, do it. The entire city of Atlanta, the entire South is standing on their feet, trying to will the Braves into the World Series. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And we have not been into the World Series in 22 years, but come Tuesday night in Houston, we'll have first pitch. Braves Country Baseball. I'm Mac McGee. Go dance in the streets, baby.
Have you ever protested anything?
Sure, every time I get thrown out of the pub.
By the end of the Civil War, baseball was the national pastime, North and South, West as well as East. Soldiers took the game home with them, and it grew.
It's our game. That's the chief fact in connection with it. America's game has the snap, go, fling of the American atmosphere. It belongs as much to our institutions, fits into them as significantly as our Constitution's laws, is just as important in the sum total of our historic life. Walt Whitman.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Appreciate those of y'all that have stopped in and on a Tuesday evening here. The dog days of summer, and Atlanta's trying to creep ever closer to the National League East lead. They lead at 5-1. Nick Nelson comes in for the Phillies. He's got a 3.83 ERA, 46 strikeouts in 47 innings. Yankees trail the Mets. That game is 5-3. They are just starting the top of the 7th inning. And if the Yankees can come back and win that game, and Atlanta wins here, we'd be one game out of first place. Rosario steps into the plate in the first pitch. He swings and fouls it back out of play. It's 0-1. They have pulled Walker out of the game, so Ottavino is in for the Mets. And I do see that Anthony Rizzo who has hit a home run tonight. He also sent one to the wall, it looked like, earlier in the game. The 0-1 pitch to Rosario on the way in. Fastball swung on and rifled into center field. Gets down for a base hit, and it's a leadoff single for Eddie. And the Braves got something cooking here in the top of the 9th. Love to get some breathing room here, wouldn't we? Struggles we've had with that bullpen. Nothing's a sure thing. Love to get a few extra goes at it. With the Braves playing the quick turnaround, I do think they want to get Jansen some work in here. But if they were to blow this out, then they may wait to use them tomorrow. Thursday is an off day for the Braves. Then they start a 3-game series at home against Arizona. We'll have Friday night's game at 7:20. First pitch to Ozuna, swung on and missed, came out of his shoes, and it's 0-1. Braves 5, Phillies 1. Ozuna, righty-righty matchup here. He digs in, and here's the delivery. Swing and a miss. Changeup went right over it, and that round swing of Ozuna, it's 0-2. Eddie Rosario leads off at first with nobody out. Ozuna's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a flyout. The 0-2 in the dirt. He lays off at this time. It's 1-2. Ozuna's another one that you wonder, would he be involved in any kind of trade possibility? There's going to be some controversy in New York. Get to that in a second. 1-2 count on Ozuna. And high Ball 2, it's 2-2. So you got a 2-2 count to Ozuna. Runner on first, nobody out. The Speedy Rosario stands on first. The pitch. He takes a slider right there at the about chest high for a strike over the plate, and there's one away. They've got a controversy in New York. Rizzo was at the plate for the Yankees, and they are reviewing it. I thought they had called him on a check swing strike. The ball bounced and hit his pant leg. They're reviewing that. I'm sure they'll get that straightened out. But what I thought had happened is I thought he had check swing striked out when he got hit by the pitch. I thought that was going to be all you could hear about for the next 24 hours in New York. First pitch to Cano is outside, taken for a ball. It's 1-0. They did get the call right. The Yankees are threatening in New York. Keep you abreast of what's going on there. Robinson Cano, 0 for 3 on the night. He'd like to get going. He's hit some good balls the last couple of weeks, but to no avail. The 1-0 pitch is swung on over the top, and it's 1-1. Slider that was inner part of the plate towards down below the knees. Braves 5, Phillies 1. We're in the top of the 9th inning here in Philadelphia. Quick turnaround. Tomorrow the Braves play the Phillies at 12:30 Eastern. I believe it's an MLB Network game. 1-1 pitch, time is called, and it would have missed high, but does not count. So we'll do it again at 1-1. Cano sets up on a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch, takes it low for a ball. It's 2-1. Robinson Cano, lefty righty matchup here on a 2-1 count. Nelson working really slow. Really slow. He finally gets ready to deal, and the 2-1 pitch is down below the knees. It's 3-1. Nick Nelson is one of those guys that they need the pitch clock for. So a 3-1 pitch. To Robinson Cano. Eddie Rosario's on first, 1 away. Here's the delivery, swung on and banged foul down the first base line. Plenty foul, and it's 3-2. Got pretty good contact on that ball. Hit it pretty hard. It was a high chopper, but went right of the first base bag. Ball girl grabbed it. Did you see the ball girl for, I believe it was the Dodgers the other night, who grabbed the ball? It was a live ball. It was a 3-2 pitch, swing, and hits it high into foul territory, just gets out of play, and we'll do it again at 3-2. If I'm remembering it right, I believe it was the Dodgers. Ball girl, ball was hit down the left field line, and I don't know if she just wasn't paying attention or just saw it wrong, whatever. She grabbed the ball and tossed it into the crowd. So it's an automatic ground rule double. Not a big deal because it would have been at least a double anyways, but it's just, it's an embarrassing thing. Here's a 3-2 pitch to Cano, off the plate, wide, ball 4, and we got runners on first and second. with one away. Runners on first and second with one out. Update in New York, they're heading to the bottom of the fifth. Mets still lead at 5-3. The Yankees ran themselves out of a rally. So Michael Harris comes to the plate. Michael is 1 for 3 on the night with his solo shot in the third. First pitch to Harris is at the knees, taking first strike. It's 0-1. We'll be back at it Friday night. Kyle Wright versus what should be Madison Bumgarner. That should be a good one. 7:20 first pitch. We'll do the pregame show at 6:30. The 0-1 pitch from Harris on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike two. It's 0-2. Changeup just dropped just below the knees. Appears to be Nelson's best pitch. Standing on deck is Ronald Acuna Jr. The 0-2 delivery to Harris is on the way. Swing and rifle down the right. One run will score. Michael Harris is on his horse, and it's 6-1. A one-out double by Michael Harris II. He absolutely tattooed that ball into the right field corner. Rosario scored with ease. Cano doesn't run like he used to, went first to third. The 10th double of the season by Michael Harris, and a 5-run lead for your Atlanta Braves. He cued that into the corner and hit right there where the wall meets the warning track, and it just kind of deadened. It didn't have much of a carom, just kind of rolled back towards the right fielder Castellanos, so he had to chase it. Anyone else with speed, and that's a run. The first pitch is swung on and grounded to short by Acuna, an easy out. The infield was in. Runners will not advance. There's 2 away. You got to wonder at some point, does Atlanta think about either dropping Acuna in the order or giving him a day off? Something to change, because we all know the talent is there. This is the famous baseball. It's not between the line, it's between your ears. First pitch on the way to Swanson is way outside for a ball. It's 1-0. And if you think this is a sure thing, we've got the game won. Will Smith is warming up in the Atlanta bullpen. Stay tuned. The 1-0 pitch, swing and fouled back out of play. Evens up the count at 1-1. Swanson 3 for 4 on the night. What a night he's had. Swanson, Riley, Rosario, and Harris all with multiple hits. And then, of course, Olsen with the big home run. The 1-1 swung on and missed 96 miles an hour, top of the zone. It's 1-2. In the 9th inning, the Phillies will have the heart of their order up. That's why it's a little surprising that Smith is warming up. It's righty, 2 power hitters, Hoskins and Real Muto, then Hall, who they will obviously pinch hit for, and then Castellanos. So essentially 4 right-handed power hitters to face Will Smith. 1-2 misses wide. And it's 2-2. Slider that was out of the zone. I think the Braves scoreboard operator on their TV feed is drunk tonight. He has been wildly off. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike three, 97-mile-an-hour fastball right down the pipe. And that'll end the inning, but not before Atlanta adds another run off the bat of Michael Harris II. We'll head to the bottom of the ninth inning. The bullpen doors are swinging open, and here comes Will Smith.
God would never let me be successful. He'll kill me first. He'll never let me be happy.
I thought you didn't believe in God.
I do for the bad things.
Armchair Quarterback Radio, your home for the SEC.
Back third down on the 8. In trouble. Got a block behind him. Gonna throw and a run. Complete to the 25, to the 30. Lindsey's got 35, 41. Lindsey, 25, 20, 50, 10, 5. Lindsey stop. Lindsey stop. Lindsey stop.
Second down from the 3. Comes the blitz. Quick flip. Caught. Did he hold it long enough? The official says yes. Oh boy, is that going to be controversial. Gaffney, the freshman. My goodness.
If he had it, he didn't have it very long. That's for sure.
And this one's in the history books. And inexplicably, the Florida Gators go 91 yards to come from behind and edge the Tennessee Volunteers in an ending that will be talked about for years.
Armchair.
Protect his family from disaster. Steve used his camera phone.
Done.
By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
1-1 pitch. A long drive to right. Ramirez turns to the track. She's gone. Day of justice. All is forgiven in Atlanta. Bob, it's okay to talk the talk, but you can walk the walk. Baerga is 0 for 3. Left center field. Grissom on the run. The team of the 90s has its world championship.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. And the cardiac pen is back as Will Smith comes into the game sporting a 3.93 ERA. 40 appearances, 36 innings. A little surprised they didn't go to Jansen, but I guess they're going to let Jansen wait till tomorrow. So win, lose, or draw tomorrow, I do suspect we'll see Kenley Jansen. Jansen has only gotten in very little works in the last week and a half, when you count the All-Star break in. Leading off will be Rhys Hoskins. Hoskins, 0 for 3 on the night, batting .239 with 19 home runs. Lefty-righty matchup, Will Smith kicks and deals, and it's a fastball outer edge called for a strike. It's 0-1. Braves 6, Phillies 1. The 0-1 on the way, and curveball. Did it hit him? It just missed. It's 1-1. One delivery from Smith, who's working very deliberately and slow. He leans back and deals. Slider at the knees. It's 1-2. Smith's fastball is topping out at right around 90. That might have something to do with why he has struggled. The 1-2. Slider inside, misses for a ball. It's 2-2. He was 92, 93 easily in the playoffs last year. Last few times out, he's been a little slower than that. The 2-2 pitch from Smith. Fastball right there at the knees, and bad call by Blue. That was a strike at the knee. Should have been the last strike and should have ended the at bat, but instead it's a full count to Hoskins. Probably the way that d'Arnaud caught it. He caught it underhanded. The 3-2 swing and ripped into right field. And here we go. It's a leadoff single for the Philadelphia Phillies. Right when you think you might get an easy win, Brian Snitker says, hold my beer. I'm going to put Will Smith in here. So we got a runner on first and nobody out. And that'll bring up JT Realmuto. JT Realmuto is 0 for 2 on the night. And the first pitch to Realmuto is a curveball inside. It's 1-0. Mets still lead the Yankees 5-3. That game has gone to the 8th inning. The Braves can hold on here. The 1-0 pitch, fastball swung on and fouled off the front of the plate. It's 1-1. Jansen is getting up and stretching, starting to do a slow toss. That's why I didn't understand why. Because now that you've got him up, you might as well use him, right? Especially as long as he's been off. The 1-1 fastball way inside. It's 2-1. Remember, Smith was struggling this time last year. The 2-1 pitch as Travis d'Arnaud sets up inside on Realmuto. Swing and hit high and deep going back. That ball is a no-doubter. It's 6-3, and Will Smith has made this a ball game. Brian Snitker has made this a ball game. The Phillies trail by only 3. Unbelievable. Realmuto absolutely hammered that pitch. Like I said before the inning started, it was a real head scratcher. You were sending a lefty who has been struggling mightily into the game to face the 2-3-4 hitters. They are going to leave Hall in. That's a little surprising. Lefty-lefty matchup here. The first pitch to Hall is a curveball at the knees, and it's 0-1. That was a fastball that was about knee high, and it was on a tee. Said he's barely hitting around 90. Realmuto had it easily. The 0-1 is swung on a miss, and it's 0-2. Nobody out. Philadelphia has put a 2 spot on the board to make this game even closer. If this doesn't put the foot to the pedal on the trade, the 0-2 pitch, strike 3, caught looking. Curveball right there at the knees. And there's 1 away. Here comes Nick Castellanos. It's almost like you're setting Smith up for disappointment when you're struggling like that, to go in and have to face the heart of the Philly order, which is no slouch. And they're all right-handed hitters. Castellanos comes to the plate, and the first pitch he hammers foul down the left field line into the stands, and it's 0-1. Starts them off with a curveball. Stott is standing on deck. He's a lefty. Now, they may pinch hit for him, but he did hit a home run off a lefty last night. The 0-1 fastball and way inside. It's 1-1. That one did reach up to 92. Will Smith kicks and deals and swing and fouls it back out of play. It's 1-2. Castellanos chased that one down below the zone. He's been scuffling. He got into it with the Philadelphia media. One of the Philadelphia reporters asked him if he heard the boos, and Castellanos said it was a stupid question. There was a back and forth. They had to get the security in the locker room to get in between them. That was a couple of days ago during the Cubs series. The 1-2 pitch from Smith, swing and popped up down the right field line, but plenty foul. Do it again at 1-2. Most of the Phillies faithful have left the building. Of course, if they come back and make this a tie game or win the game, there'll be 50,000 people on the streets of Philadelphia telling everyone they were at the game last night when it happened. But it looks about 20 to 25% full at this point. The 1-2 pitch is in the dirt. Slider misses badly. It's 2-2. You're just joining us. The Braves had a 6-1 lead coming into this inning. Real Muto just hit a 2-run shot to make it a 3-run game. Will Smith kicks the 2-2 pitch, and it's downstairs low again. It's 3-2. You got to figure if he lets one more runner come on, you got to bring Jansen in. Which doing him no favors. He could have came into a clean inning. The 3-2 swing and fouled down the third base line. We'll do it again at 3-2. Castellanos just missed that fastball. Castellanos standing at the plate. Will Smith finally gets the sign. He leans and deals, and it's a fastball way inside, ball 4. And Snicker's going to finally come out of the dugout and waddle out there to make a pitching change. We're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, it should be Kenley Jansen coming out of the bullpen. The Braves lead it 6-3.
You better get that checked out.
Better get that checked out?
I would.
What kind of a therapist are you? I'm telling you, I'm scared that something terrible is going to happen to me right away. You start looking for tumors?
I'm trying to help you.
I bet you're rooting for a tumor.
I think you better go.
Oh, I'm going, baby. I'm going.
It's important to remember the value of taking time for ourselves to do the things that help us grow and explore, like learning something new. And now with the Great Courses Plus, it's never been easier to experience the joys of learning. The Great Courses Plus offers thousands of streaming videos that cover hundreds of fascinating topics, from World War II to choosing the perfect wine. You can even take a course on the U.S. government or dealing with stress and anxiety. And because the Great Courses Plus partners with world-class professors and experts, you're always receiving thoroughly vetted, high-quality content from every lecture. Plus, you can watch or listen anytime, anywhere with the Great Courses Plus app. So take a little time for you. Sign up for the Great Courses Plus today for a free month of unlimited access. Visit thegreatcoursesplus.com/radio to get started. That's thegreatcoursesplus.com/radio.
Biggest pick of the draft. Fifth pick, 6 rounds. TJ Houshmandzadeh. Yes, lock it up.
Who? What?
TJ, how's the vanilla? All right. TJ, who's your mama?
Fantasy Rule 17. Know how to pronounce your draft picks.
You mean TJ Houshmandzadeh from the Bengals?
Put him on the board. Houshmandzadeh. Got it. Championship.
Fantasy football time. It's fantasy football time.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Kenley Jansen comes in, and we've got ourselves a ball game again. Braves led it 6-1. Will Smith was put in the game, gave up a 2-run shot, has walked Castellanos. So the tying run is going to be on deck. There's one away. Stott, who hit a huge 3-run home run last night in the bottom of the 8th, turned out to be the game-winning RBIs. He will be at the plate. Alec Bohm is on deck. So Jansen inheriting a mess himself. Bryson Stott's 0 for 3 with 2 groundouts and a flyout. Atlanta would love a double play here, but would take just about anything to get them out of this mess. As Jansen steps to the hill, he's had a bit of a bumpy ride himself. That's why a clean inning would have made a lot more sense from Sticker and company. First pitch on the way, and it's a cutter, misses high. It's 1-0. Any reliever would tell you that they would much rather come in with a clean inning. Braves 6, Phillies 1. Possibly in jeopardy of dropping another game here in Philadelphia after having the lead late. The 1-0 pitch from Jansen is a cutter right there at the belt over the plate. It's 1-1. They're heading to the bottom of the 8th, and the Mets lead the Yankees 5-3. The Braves need to win to keep pace. The 1-1 pitch. Cutter misses outside. It's 2-1. We'll be back Friday night for Braves Country Baseball. 7:20 first pitch. Madison Bumgarner versus Kyle Wright, Braves and Diamondbacks in Atlanta. Jansen, shimmy shakes, kicks and deals. Cutter fouled back out of play. It's 2-2. Now that Jansen has the 2 strikes on Stott, we may see the slider that he likes to go to when he's ahead. You don't see it as much when he's behind or even in the count. Well, not ahead, but has 2 strikes, excuse me. So you got a 2-2 pitch to Stott. Darno sets up outside. Here's the delivery, swing, and just gets a piece of it. Stay alive. It's 2-2. Can imagine the rumors and phones are flying around now. Anthopoulos has got to be on the horn, looking for some bullpen help. A team that's pretty darn good, but has had a hard time getting easy victories when they have him in their grasp. The 2-2. Cutter fouled back out of play. Do it again at 2-2. Braves Phillies 12:30 Eastern tomorrow. Then an off day on Thursday. Then a 3-game series against the Diamondbacks in Atlanta. Jansen kicks and deals, and the 2-2 pitch is fouled back out of play again. We'll do it again at 2-2. Braves 3, Phillies, Braves 6, Phillies 3, bottom 9, 1 out. One on. Castellanos leads off of first. Here's the 2-2 pitch and foul back out of play. We'll do it again at 2-2. This will be the 9th pitch of the at bat. Stop not making it easy on Jansen. Standing on deck is Alec Bohm. In the hole to Didi Gregorius. The 2-2 delivery from Kenley and swing and just gets a piece of it again. We'll do it again at 2-2. Braves clinging to a 3-run lead. Two-two delivery from Jansen. Swing and pops it up. And underneath it is Michael Harris. And the 10 pitch at bat is over, and there's 2 away. What a battle between those two. That will bring Alec Bohm to the plate. Alec Bohm is 2 for 3 on the night. 2 singles. Remember, he's rifled those 2 singles into the right field area, the high pitches. So you got to figure Jansen tries to go that same area. That's where he's going. Jansen's walking back and forth on the mound. Not sure what the delay is there. So he's finally set. He looks into Darnode. Jansen looks over his shoulder to look back the runner. The runner on first is essentially unimportant. First pitch on the way is a cutter at the knees. It's 0-1. Real Muto takes second base. On defensive indifference, they will not give him a stolen base on that one, nor should they. So the 0-1 pitch from Jansen. He shake, rattles, and rolls it over. It's grounded over to second. Here comes Cano. He's been busy all night. Flips it over to first, and the Braves hold on for a 6-3 win. Brian Snitker's 500th win. We knew he'd find a way to make it interesting. Atlanta holds on in a game that felt like they dominated the entire game. They had to scrape and fight to get that final out. Atlanta wins 6-3. Spencer Strider, he gets his 5th win of the game. Excuse me, 5th win of the season. He went 6 innings, 1 run, 6 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Colin McHugh came in and pitched well, a 2-inning appearance with no earned runs. And then Will Smith did Will Smith type things, giving up 2 earned runs, getting just 1 out. His ERA is now 4.38 on the year. Ouch. Kenley Jansen comes in and gets the save. And the Atlanta Braves hold on to beat Philadelphia 6-3. The game in Philadelphia First pitch was 7:08, so it still ended up taking over 3 hours, this game. And they did it in front of a little over 23,000 people. And Atlanta goes on to win, so they'll keep pace. The Mets are leading the Yankees 5-3, by the way. That game's in the bottom of the 8th, and the Mets are threatening. So it looks like with Diaz ready, you don't have to sweat Diaz. Them warming up in the Mets bullpen, the Mets most likely will win. Braves will keep pace, and we'll be back at it tomorrow. The Braves, Charlie Morton versus Kyle Gibson tomorrow. The Braves have gotten to Gibson a few times. Hopefully Atlanta can do it again. And hopefully some help is coming on the way. Hopefully Anthopoulos is going to go out and get some bullpen help. We'll see you Friday night, 7:20 first pitch. The Braves win it 6-3, a game and a half back of the East as we speak. Braves fans, the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel are bringing you Braves baseball all season long. Hi, I'm Mac McGee, and I'll be bringing you Braves baseball play-by-play for the Braves fans out there, for all of Braves country. So pull up an armchair and join us for Braves country baseball, first pitch to last pitch, Tuesday and Friday nights, right here on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by The Best Things in Life, which are still free with minimum purchase at participating dealers.
The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2 with but one inning more to play. And then when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a pale-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn proceeded, as did Jimmy Blake. The former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude, grim melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more, there rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley. It rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat. For Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eyes. A sneer curled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in haughty grandeur there. Close by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of the storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire! Shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With a smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult. He bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once the dun sphere flew, but Casey still ignored it, and the umpire said strike two. Fraud, cried the maddened thousands, and echo answered fraud. But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain, and they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is gone from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. But somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light, and somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out.
Goodbye, sweetheart. It's time to go. We're back tomorrow with another show. Well, unless we're fired, we'll talk to you then. Goodbye, sweetheart. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Guys and gals, it's time to go. We'll see you on the next show.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Thanks for listening to the Armchair Quarterbacks on these CBS Sports affiliates and catching the show on YouTube Live. The Armchair Quarterbacks bring you Braves Country Baseball every Tuesday and Friday night, play-by-play with Mac McGee. Find Armchair Quarterbacks on YouTube Live today. Please subscribe and share and take us everywhere you go. The Armchair Quarterbacks, your first choice for Southern sports talk, live from the First Coast.
Can I get another cigarette, please? Can I get another cigarette, please? Yeah, I know I live to regret it. Just give me another cigarette, please.
Where's the ball?